welcome to Delinquents. Here with all of these delinquent individuals that are surely going to not cause any problems for their very well groomed and respected GM, who has nothing but the utmost respect and love for each and every one of them, and would never do anything to make any of them sad or angry or frustrated or, irritated with him at all ever. So they should not do the same in return.
This is a very loaded, long monologue.
Maybe it is.
I feel like maybe we should have gone over that in session 0, Ty?
Yeah.
Damn it, I forgot to put in my own rules there.
Sir, do you have a permit for that loaded statement? It's very dangerous.
Sorry,
Use
that
proper
was an
training.
illegal loaded statement.
I'm commandeering the stream. I have
Okay,
spoken.
alright, go ahead, Jackal, you get to take over.
Go for it.
Hi, folks. Welcome to Delinquents. This evening we're...
Alright, I'll take back over. So, hello everyone, and welcome back to this delightful game. We're going to go around the table today and meet our crew yet again, and possibly learn something new about them. So if we would, at this point in time, we are going to start off with Atomic. Give us some information. Tell us something that we don't know about Umbra, please.
Hi, everybody. I'm Atomic. I play the Umbras. What you might not know. I'm trying to remember what I have divulged from Sulfus and what I haven't, which is the problem. So Sulfus, so before the party met Sulfus, the whole story leading up to the fact that he had a ship to take back was because after the ship was stolen from them, they literally drifted in the void in a small metal box for a very, very, very long time, which may or may not explain a lot of him. But that led to some other interesting things, which you will get into, so stay tuned for next week's episode of What's Behind the Sulfus.
That's a whole episode? I didn't greenlight that. All right, we'll move on from there.
You should
Every one of us plays one of the voices in his head.
There you go. I'm sure we've done episodes similar to that to your own characters, Benjamin, at one point or another. So.
Oh my god. We could play everyone as Gary, but it's everyone as Sulfus.
There you go. So we'll move on from there, and we're gonna step up to. We're gonna go the counterclockwise for now. Over to Kai. You're up. I almost said Conrad because you're in that spot right now. Once everybody gets back into position, we'll be in the right places. But Kai, your turn. What do we not know about Lei Fei?
I'd say something that happened in season 1 that I never have spoken about was in the duel between Amos and Lei Fei. Lei Fei entirely agreed with Amos. Everything that he said, he believed was true, but wanted to fight against. He doesn't believe that he's a killer. And that's a bit of rep that he's giving himself by doing it constantly.
Well, isn't that interesting? We'll move on from there to Nora and Clarion Bell.
Oh god. Hi, I'm Nora, and I'm playing a robot medic who is very blunt and open with what she is and what she believes. But I guess, she adopted a dog for a while she was out in the streets. I don't know.
Oh, come on. Give us something juicy that nobody knows.
Something juicy?
Yeah, make it up if you have to.
I mean, geez, if you want... Do you want dark?
Sure. You can go dark.
Clarion didn't have any money, so the first thing she did to make money was sell her body.
Oh, goodness.
As soon as it started, I'm like, this is where it's going. Oh, no.
You asked.
Jeez.
I'm just a love machine.
Which part? The arm?
Part
the
of that
leg?
experience is why she's hesitant to, be in a relationship physically with anyone.
Understandable. Yes, it's perfectly understandable. And we'll move on from there to Benjamin. your turn. What do people not know about Roland?
Pass. Nora took mine. No. Oh no. Oh geez. Oh heck. Hey, Jackal's here.
There we go.
I don't think Roland has like a dark secret. He's kind of living his dark secret right now. But his love of pool comes from back in the days before he heard the call in the mean streets of Avalon. He was quite the barfly, and once came in second at a special bar games event called the Hyathlon, where you won at pool, darts, and shuffleboard, and at each station you had to imbibe a different drug. This was before he got sober and embraced the path.
Oh my goodness!
I love it.
That's a juicy tidbit right there. So we'll move on from there to Gwen. What do we not know about Beatrix? Are you there, Gwen?
Her internet's acting up, so you may
Are
want
you
to
there, Gwen?
Dang
It's
it.
me, Ty.
The sequel.
She's gone completely now. I guess
said
we'll
the-
go to Jackal for now, and we'll just be fragmented faces on a wall.
Well, originally I was going to talk about how Conrad was, had a addiction to being quote unquote needed to the point where they were literally not only a mercenary but an adult worker too. But Clarion kind of took that one, so let's go with something else.
So many people have that backstory, apparently.
You made the universe, Ty.
You made the universe, Ty, and you wanted it darker.
I did not. Not
You said you
everybody's in
wanted
sex
darker.
work in my universe. I'm
For
sorry.
anyone who doesn't have the rulebook, the only background is prostitute. So it's like,
What?
Wow.
I mean, you would think
Which
so
is
many classes,
definitely
one
why
background.
You need to
It's
go to
like,
drive-through roleplay now and download.
Wait. Hold up. When did this become Monster Hearts?
I was reading the wrong book there.
Conrad, his father is a high-ranking nobleman. He is literally a mistake of an affair. And he doesn't want anyone else to know that.
Oh boy, that's a secret right there.
I mean, think about it. Conrad is uncouth, vicious, bloodthirsty, irrevocably rabblesome, and he's in tatters. Why would anyone want a rabid mongrel at their side in a nobile and well-to-do empire?
I mean, I guess I understand.
I mean, a better name for him would be Old Yeller. In fact, it would be a mercy for him.
No.
What's wrong, Tyson? You said you wanted it darker.
Now I'm scared. We're gonna move right along to Gwen. Now that
It's my
you're
dog
here.
Paw. I'll shoot him.
Because B is going to be so much more positive and light and airy. Hi, everybody. My name is Gwen, also known as McSherry, and I'm playing B tonight. B's deep, dark secret is that her mother is still alive somewhere out there. She's in her 80s now and definitely wouldn't recognize B, but she's there somewhere.
I was reading for the reason B knows how to swim through meat is that she also had a background in sex work.
Oh, well, damn it, I wish I had thought of that.
Was way worse. These are stuck in a child's butt. No. Anyway,
I was personally
Well, I mean,
planning on
if we
revealing
fail
that
at being
later.
pirates, at least we've got half the crew with certain
We've got a
profession to lean
fallback.
back
you could
on.
also think it was a butcher instead, swimming through meat,
swim
like
through meat. Yeah.
Yeah, the butcher.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we're canceled. I'll see you all next.
inside to swim through and then carve your way out.
I am a cult leader.
I mean,
Yes,
there
true.
you go.
Sausage to the left of me, sausage to the right of me, and here I am. Stuck in the middle.
Oh God.
Stuck in the middle
We're
of
gonna
the
move right
lines.
along from
Oh,
there.
no.
Last time on Delinquents, we had intentionally flown to an outpost to resupply. The outpost, Cerulia, didn't look right. It changed and suddenly was called Cacardia for some reason, and was filled with all kinds of horrible figures, pirates and ne'er-do-wells that were selling not their bodies. Well, I guess you could count it. Mercenary work kind of is selling your body in a different way. Violence is what they sell, and
Either way, there's a
Cost
body
extra.
count.
either way, there was a lot of enemies there that are not enemies. There were a lot of figures there that might have been seen as enemies, such as the Shadow Mask, the benefactor, the owner, the boss, as it were, of Cacardia, who happened to have known who Umbra was and who had overheard Leifei talking about being crown royalty in the middle of his streets, which led to the two of them being captured and thrown into the arena to fight a massive creature. Off on the edge of this outpost, back aboard the ship, the good pastor himself and the little Skixen scallywag that is Basil happened to have stopped some individuals who were trying to do a routine check who were actually not official in any way from stealing things from their vessel in some unique and scary ways. And then we happen to have had B and our new friend Quaylena, go and have some snacks and meet some people and teach individuals how to use dragons to make games that didn't exist in this timeline until now, or in this universe, I suppose. And then, of course, we happen to have a couple of crazy, mercenary, angry folk, such as Franco, Conrad, and of course our good friend with the boss, and also Clarion. Yeah, you had gone with them as well to purchase
Run damage
fuel.
control.
To purchase fuel, and we are going to be returning to that scene here in a moment. But we need to bring up our map that we had before, so you can see roughly where everybody is. That is not the right one, game. Give me the right one. There we
Out
go.
of the
Back to
17 that you have.
the main map. Yeah, I have a few too many at the moment. So heading into the Merchant's Quarter, I need something. There we go. My details about individuals. Maybe I'll start putting some of you on here so we can see where the hell you are. Just as a way of knowing. I'm gonna make some relatively large grid positions that are easy to see for us and our audience.
I'm in the
There we
arena.
You are. Basil is up there, as well as... Where are we at here? Where are you? Where is everyone? Where is all? Roland, you're up there with Basil. And Conrad, you are there. And Salfiz, you are in the arena. And B, you're over near the stay and sleep in the food court, as it were. Quit making yourself so tiny.
Itty bitty.
Leifei, you're in the arena. Then we got all the extras. We have Franco over here in the Merchant's Quarter as well. Quit it. Killian, you're over in the Merchant's Quarter as well. And was that everybody? Am I missing someone? I am missing someone. I'm missing Bernhardt, who's still inside of Leifei's head.
He's my clutch thing.
And Burry. Where was Burry? Burry was still stuck in Salfiz's head as well, huh?
Yep, he never let him out.
Yep, so the two of you have those, and there's Quaylena over there with the... Okay, we got everybody where they're currently located out on the bigger map, just as a reference point, so we know where they're at. And we'll move through those as we can, but we move to the Merchant's Quarter so we can see individuals selling their wares, shelling out, screaming what some of the objects they have are, getting in fights over prices and things like that. So Killian, walking through here, it's just another Merchant's Quarter filled with scum trying to make a buck off of probably stolen or ill-gotten goods, or even stuff that doesn't work right. So, what do we see from you and the crew that is walking with you? So it's you, Franco, Conrad, and Clarion Bell right now, as you start walking through this crowd.
Killian tries to spot where you buy the fuel.
So you look around a bit, and you can see areas that are indicating multiple varieties of aetherite used for fueling, like hyperfuel and superfuel and the X rocket aetherite and all kinds of things in different places, obviously catered to try to draw the eye, the attention, and purchase. You have no idea what this stuff is.
Killian kind of like make eyes at like one of the booths, and then sort of without breaking eye contact, just sort of leans over to Clarion. All right, which one do we take? Is it the super fuel or the X rocket fuel? What kind of ship is this?
None of those sound correct to her. Am I correct in thinking that?
Well, I mean, you're just pretty much looking for aetherite. You can, the Empire sells these in stocking or restocking stations, rather large themselves. Usually very well regulated. It's always very well cut. Design. It's the type of stuff that is going to work every time. As you look around from table to table, give me an aware roll.
Sure.
Oh, you got a 7. Nice. You're gonna keep that.
Yeah. Why not?
All right, everybody.
Actually, no. I still have like 6 aces from last episode. Hey, one better.
8. Much better. Good job. If you're gonna keep that, then what you can tell is that there is a lot of variants out here that you didn't know existed in magical fuels.
I do not recognize many of these variants, unfortunately.
All right, follow my lead.
Now, hold on a damn minute.
What?
Conrad, if you have insight, please.
Conrad just looks around for... Conrad's been tinkering with the systems. He knows what fuel the ship needs. Can I roll aware to figure out, to point out exactly what we need and just, deal with this? Because clearly...
Give me an aware roll real quick, Conrad.
Alright. Can I argue it's +4 for mechanics and maintenance?
I would say, yeah, you're probably intimately familiar with varieties of fuel that you might need in this circumstance.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So looking around at these tables, the one to your left, you can tell, is basically painted over crystals. Doesn't even have any of that telltale aether glow. One to the right happens to be probably low grade, probably stuff that would burn up too fast or leave a lot of refuse inside the engine. The one off to the right, while it might look okay, the price is also about 4 times too high. And the one that's down the hall a ways, you can't quite see from here, but you get the impression it's not much better. You think it might be worth it to go mucky muck and rub elbows with the engineers outside of the merchant's quarter and see if maybe you can buy some of the outpost's fuel.
You're with me. What? Big Scary with me. Clarion, don't buy any of this crap.
Noted.
I'm gonna go talk to engineering. I have a bone to settle. I think you mean the bone to bury. Shut up.
Hey, that's a good joke. Well,
and they're gonna start eyeballing for engineers.
All right, so you start walking through the crowd. An individual sees you all just kind of bypass their carts and looks over.
Hey, you there, you look like somebody who's searching for something. You know what I've got for you? I can see that you're a man of taste. Happen to have a great deal of armaments on you. I've got a whole bunch of black market firearms and weaponry. What do you think? You want to step into my booth?
Go ahead, Franco. I got it from here. And
Did I
he walks
hear?
off.
Did I hear black market firearms?
Oh, yes, you did. Stolen off of some of the greatest of the empires. Let's say shipments designed to ward off intruders such as myself. I didn't get them purposefully myself, of course. I just gathered them from all over the Aethersphere.
Killian takes a quick look over at Clarion. Captain, do we have any budget for munitions?
Franco is already walking over to look at everything.
You start walking into this little nondescript hut kind of built out of scrap metal and whatnot in the area to kind of give a little bit of privacy to the individuals who step within.
I could see having a small budget if something is truly worth it.
Killian will follow in.
All right. Killian steps inside. So does Franco. Conrad, you're staying out to head towards the engineering bay?
Yes.
And Clarion, where do you go from here?
Keep an eye on Killian.
All right, so you're staying there with them while Conrad goes off on his own. So as you step inside of this booth, the first thing that you notice...
deniability.
Absolutely. The first thing you notice, Killian, is that there is a whole lot of stuff that could have come out of, like, 1920 to 1980 Earth. There is lever action rifles, there's revolvers, there's, you know, ancient, like... what was I trying to think of? Breech loading weapons and shotguns and things like that all over the place. You can see a couple of very, let's say, technologically savvy but ancient looking to you, like ratchet rifles that are supposed to fire a chain worth of ammunition by just turning a crank constantly. Very heavy. Did Benjamin freeze right as I was talking to him? I think that happened. Tonight has been interesting for internet issues. So Franco.
Franco is picking stuff up and looking at everything.
You pick up and twist one of these things around. Give me an appraisal roll. So use either brains or aware for Franco, so he can discern what he can from them.
I'm gonna go with brains.
With
How does the 17 go?
Nice. With the 17, as you look at these things, you can see some antiquated methods. There is a couple of really nice, well-designed revolvers and some rifles in here, but for some reason, they don't seem to have chambers that are able to expel a lot of their burnt powder, basically. So they're probably choking their own firearms.
Franco frowns and gives a side eye to the merchant. You expect me to believe this is relatively helpful? This thing is so caked with powder and dirt that I swear if I dug hard enough, I could find the center of the earth.
Yeah. You know what? You're looking at the bottom of the barrel. I've got more. Over here. You're looking for something double, triple vented, something that maybe just comes from the elite forces. That's what I'm understanding.
A reasonable gas piston system that doesn't foul up after one shot.
Yeah. Over here. And he, like, brings you over to another section of the little hut where he brings a suitcase up onto the table and just squeaks open something. As you look down inside, you see a couple of weirdly machined devices that seem like maybe that would help resolve the problem. But unless you don't understand something about the way that the ammunition works in this world, it still feels like way too big of a solution to a tiny problem.
I'm going to use brains to send a few tentacles to pick things up, more specifically the ammunition, and look at the ammunition.
All right, give me a brains roll.
That's a 13.
Some little tendrils of shadow just kind of and move it over in front of your face. Looks like a copper-jacketed round of some kind. Maybe a little more rough, not quite as well machined as you're used to looking at, but ammunition. Something about it smells different, though. Give me an aware roll.
Oh,
20.
baby!
All right, so do you discern what it is that's different about these firearms, and maybe figure out a way to enhance some of the ones that you use from this universe in the future? Or do you realize the scam this guy's pulling on you right now?
Scam.
All right. So as you look at these weapons, you can see that the one that you're holding, seems to have some sort of minor etching in the bottom of it. And as you look at it, you can feel energy radiating off of it. You've witnessed magic before. albeit a little bit different than what you see in this universe. But as your tentacles kind of caress across it of shadow and come back away from it, you can tell that this has some sort of way to keep track of where these weapons are. And then immediately, with your background, you realize that this individual sells these and then goes after those he sold them to steal them back.
If I roll agile, can I chamber around and pin the guy to the wall with his own custom rifle?
I mean, you potentially could. You might be about to start some sort of firefight if you do that. What was the intake breath?
No. This isn't the collective. We're not having a fight in the boardroom again. Franco is going to smile, and he is going to laugh as he shakes his head, slowly closes the case, and steps back.
So Franco steps back away from it. So Clarion, Killian, both of you are there. You see Franco analyzing these things. He obviously comes to some sort of conclusion, but is not sharing with the squad at the moment.
Killian, currently admiring the firearms, is like, now this is what I'm talking about, right? These old, reliable weapons. That's what you really need. None of this fancy crap. Too many moving pieces get clogged up with dust and oil.
Indeed. Clarion actually, on second thought, is going to send Sheldon with Conrad.
Okay, so Sheldon
Just
flies out of the room. The proprietor, seeing you have Sheldon move off, just goes, "No, what was that?"
That is my personal assistant, a medical drone. One of my crew members has a condition I need to keep an eye on.
Okay then, you can see that he doesn't quite trust you.
Good, because Clarion straight up lied.
Alright. Killian, from where you're standing at, there's a weapon inside of a little gold embroidered case with like a copper filigree around the edge. Something that reminds you of an old age sniper rifle. Huge round bore with like a hexagon, or not a hexagon, an octagonal shape with a large bore cylinder at the end of it. The thing stands almost 6 feet long. Probably used to be used to take down like elephants or maybe tanks or something. It's just sitting there, tantalizingly out of reach.
Is this an old Earth muzzle loader?
A what now?
An old Earth muzzle loader.
I don't know what that is. I don't know of an Earth.
Wait, aren't you a connoisseur?
Of course I am.
Well, then how come you don't know when you got an old Earth muzzle loader when you got an old Earth muzzle loader?
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I must have slipped my mind. Yes, that's an old Earth muzzle loader.
All right. Okay. All right. Very good. Mind if I take a look?
Oh, yes. As you will. And he walks over to the case, and you see him like reach down under his collar and pull out this little keychain and clicks it and pops it open. He lifts it up, a little bit of heft, turns around, and he's like, "Look at this. Look at the curves and the fill. This happened to have had arcane runes etched upon the edges to make sure it fired true."
Yeah, arcane runes. Got it. Yeah, mumbo jumbo. Understood. The force and all that.
Here, would you like to take a peek? Would you like to hold the weapon?
Does it actually have arcane runes etched on it?
Give me an aware roll. For the 22, you can tell that there is an old language on there, an old monarchy language. It's not actual arcane runes. It is some sort of dirty sea shanty, just etched in a language that is hard to read.
Killian already seems skeptical of it, so Clarion is just gonna let it slide.
Killian picks it up and checks the action.
Give me a brains roll or an aware roll. You're actually, why don't you tell me what stat you wish to use and how, and I'll base the difficulty of the roll off that.
I'll tell you once I rejoin after I lost my connection.
Oh.
I think Killian is the kind of person that's going to trust his gut, so it's not going to be brains.
Okay, so if you're using your gut, I mean, you could You could use your agile to just kind of see how it feels. You could use your toughness to kind of just feel what it's like. That might be using your gut. That's about survival as well as constitution. Or
On character selection. Let's go. Character selection. Come on, there we go. All right, we're
you're back. All right, there we go.
Filling up here. He's gonna use his wear.
Okay.
What he's specifically looking for is that the mechanism actually works. And that like the headspace and timing isn't all screwed up, that kind of thing. Because if it's an old gun, then it might be a hunk of junk. Why am I rolling physical dice? Ty.
Give me rolls in the game thing.
I'm sorry.
In the fantasy of the grounds with a 17, Killian like grabs a hold of this thing. I'm gonna say based on your knowledge of weapons, your roll target was only a 12. So with a 17, you're able to tell a little bit more information. So as you grab a hold of this thing, you check the action, you check the trigger mechanism, you check where it's loaded at, where the gases kind of expel from, everything like that. And you're pretty certain it's never been fired before, but it does seem to be in working order. You also can tell that it seems to have a bore that is chambered to support, it's reinforced in such a way to support incredibly normally damaging and difficult rounds. In your own timeline, the only thing you've ever seen is something that supports diamond-tipped bullets.
Killian kind of looks it over. This thing's a piece of junk. What the hell are you trying to sell?
Piece of junk? It is not a piece of junk. I know for a fact that there was a military organization, a noble, that happened to have this commissioned for himself, and it didn't ever make it to its destination. It is not a piece of junk.
And he only fired it on alternating Sundays after church. Is that correct?
I don't know that part.
Look, here's the deal with these custom weapons. I'm sure as a connoisseur you would understand this, but generally they go lax on the mechanism in order to buff up the filigree. You understand.
This is not ornamental. I can assure you of that.
Oh, ornaments are fine. I'm all about a little bit of flash. And then Killian like flashes his piece and then just kind of tucks it away.
Oh, your piece is beautiful.
Yes, I agree. It is an extension of myself, sir. Now I could sit and do a little bit of work on this myself. However, unfortunately, I would have to take that labor out of whatever I would pay.
Give me a charming roll to see if you can convince this individual to basically reduce the price they're considering for it already.
No.
That's an 8. So he now rolls as opposed to you and goes,
Franco helps with the roll.
I'm beginning to think, okay, Franco, how do you help? How do you step in? You can see that Roland is kind of fumbling a little bit.
Franco being an arms dealer of everything from glugers and swords and chemical weapons and things that go burr and kaboom and melt brains and are marketable, jumps in every so often with helpful words.
All right, give me a charming roll from Franco. He's so charming.
Better be pretty big because this guy beat me by like 10.
It is big. It's also
hey.
20.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Indeed.
Well, with an 18, I'd say that gets you closer. So with the two of you kind of coming forward and talking about what you know, you throw him off guard a little bit. And he looks at you. All right. Price on this weapon is normally 2,000 silver. You look like individuals who would do well with it, and I'll give you 2 options. He like holds a coin up in between his fingers and starts twirling it.
Killian rolls his eyes so hard.
Now I can give it away for 1,500.
You're not going to do any of that. And here's why.
Hold on, he's got an ore. I'm actually really interested in this.
or you can hit my competitor's vessel with it, and I'll knock it down to 100 silver.
Who's your competitor?
Oh, Ace McGree.
Ace?
Oh, that sounds like the kind of name that's got a bullet coming for him.
Ace McCree.
McGree.
McGree. Franco looks over to Killian and gives them the, this is crap. This is going to start something. And these weapons are not as they seem sort of look. Like the Benjamin.
I know the look.
Killian's a mercenary, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's seen some stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's been in weird situations where communication has to be incredibly nonverbal, right?
Extremely.
I'm not talking hand size. I'm talking like
Like you
a
get one look
reciprocal
before the
plus-
bullets start flying. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Franco gives him that look, and he slathers it on.
Killian looks back and he's like, "Oh, come on, man."
There's a barely audible sound of tentacles writhing and dark eldritch beings calling out as Franco shoots him a very stern, don't you even try look.
Here is a question for you, my good sir. What did Mr. McGree do that would warrant a 1,400 silver discount?
He's stolen a few too many of my choice picks. He's given me a bad attitude, and, well, he's hit on my woman.
Oh, hell. Are we sure we don't want to shoot this ship?
And how much trouble would we get in for doing this?
I mean, none if you do it right.
Clarion just kind of looks at Killian.
We're going to need some assurance.
I don't think there is any assurance. We're getting ourselves in the middle of a little mercantile squabble, which is something I'm well acquainted with.
You want a literal rifle in exchange for someone else's head, and it doesn't belong to that head. You need to learn how to balance your interpersonal affairs, comrade.
As a man who has had more divorces than he can count, that is not something I have ever been good at.
No wonder you're so giddy about another person's woman.
A man takes a job when he gets one.
But I'll be blunt. These weapons are cursed. Traced.
Cursed. What do you mean by cursed? You see this guy's accent changes all the time, whether he needs to look tough or, knowledgeable.
Soon as
I'm going to be intimidating. I'm going to be intimidating.
As-
Franco's buttons have been pushed. I am going to.
As soon as Franco says traced, Killian immediately has a flashback to a time when a massive corporation traced a stealth thing on his ship and almost got him killed. And he's like, we'll be going then. And then he just leaves.
Killian just turns around and starts walking out. He's like,
Clarion follows him.
Excuse me, give me the rifle back. You're still holding it.
Killian just drops it.
Clank, clank, clank. As it bounces off the floor, he goes, disrespectful. You better not come back in this establishment.
I wonder if Ace McGree has one of these.
You see him just kind of glaring at you as you go walking away.
Franco picks up the rifle and hands it back to him. Leaves. You know, that's the first time they haven't started shooting. Ty, I swear to God!
So as you all step out of that building, we see a little scene of the shopkeeper kind of look over, holding the rifle, kind of twists it around a little bit before putting it back in the case and locking it. You see individuals come out of the wings that were unseen before, and he goes, yeah, keep an eye on them. If they've got anything of value, you know what to do. They all kind of like nod and move back out the back of the building. And we then go over to Conrad. walking through engineering, you see the merchants kind of moving behind the scatter and the chatter and the loudness of that market fair kind of fading in the distance for a moment. And you step out a little bit to see some individuals wearing their jumpsuits covered in oil and materials with them, cool tools, things like that, heading up and down stairs, going through various areas, keeping an eye on the inner workings of this outpost that keep it full of air and full of energy and moving where it's supposed to be and staying out of the orbit of planets. One of them kind of looks over at you, just kind of nods for a second, says something in a language you don't comprehend.
Conrad just keeps walking, trying to figure out what they're doing.
You see someone like turn, look over at you, come walking in your direction with that stern gaze, stern step that means maybe management of some kind. You can see he's wearing a different colored jumpsuit, happens to have a little hat on with a square top, and a rather large and bristling mustache. This dwarf that walks in your direction just looks over and goes,
"Excuse me, what are you doing over here? Shouldn't you head back the other direction? There's no further individuals selling goods in this area."
I'm not looking to sell, I'm looking to buy.
"If you're looking to buy, the merchant's district is right behind you. I just said that."
You call that a merchant's district? I've seen snake oil salesmen with better snake oil than that.
Well, you're absolutely correct. That is the kind of merchants we have aboard this outpost.
Excuse me, you said mercenary?
Yeah.
What work you got?
Mercenary work. I didn't say anything about the mercenary work.
It kind. Come on. Alls I really just need is a job that pays, maybe a shower, maybe a jumpsuit. Free labor, right?
Yes,
Back
yes,
of your
yes.
head, that's what's going through your skull, right?
Look. You are not supposed to be in this area. It's off limits to your type. Come with me. We're going to my office. We'll have a conversation there in private.
Give me a moment to straighten myself out. I'm not great with job interviews.
and you hear like a zzz, and something tags onto your back. He makes a dog squeak noise. On your back, you hear,
"Hello, sir. I have been sent by Clarion Bell to keep an eye on you. I don't have eyes, but it's just a state of intentions. I'm watching you. I'm here to watch you. That's what I'm doing."
Well, if we need a third person involved, I'll let you know. And Conrad walks towards the office.
all right, walking over to the office, he like opens up the door, squeak, kind of squeals on hinges. And as you step inside, closes it, there's this little nondescript, like half wooden, half metal desk. There's a little tiny filing cabinet off to his left that's just obviously on its last legs, rusting through in various parts with an old lock hinge that's broken. And as he sits down in his squeaky chair, he just looks over at you and goes,
No. You said you're a mercenary?
Like I said, of the socket and wrench kind.
socket and wrench mercenary. Those are,
I'm a scab, the kind of person you call in when you need union work busted up.
I absolutely have some individuals causing trouble for me and refusing to take the appropriate pay if you're willing to assist.
Question for the GM.
Yes, sir.
How many barrels of fuel do we need?
You needed 10 total.
What kind of work are we talking about here? Broken skulls, missing children, injured wives?
No, nothing like that. You see, the Southeast Quadrant has had a little misfortune as of late. A few individuals slipped off into the void because of some damage to some old infrastructure. And now they refuse to continue the work.
If I can make it livable, I'm gonna need payment.
I don't
first.
want you to make it livable. I want you to make them work again. Make an example of some of them for me and prove to them what it is to not do as they're told.
You want it grisly, bloody,
All over
precise?
the walls. I don't care how. I just want results. What are you looking for in trade?
6 barrels of fuel.
6
Does-
barrels of...
You wanted blood. You wanted fire. You wanted an example. Those
Do a
results
good
don't
job
come
for
cheap.
me, and I will give you 6 barrels of oil and a smack on the ass. I don't care.
Oh, we're talking about that sort of thing. Okay. Wait, oil or fuel, Ty?
Fuel. I meant to say fuel.
I was about to say, wow, we're getting really creative here. I didn't know we were going into Monster Hearts again.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Do they have a ringleader?
Goes by the name of Vance. James Vance. He's somebody that seems to think that they deserve better. Everyone here lives in squalor. Everyone here deals with shit parts. They can all just deal with the problem, fix it, and then we won't have it to deal with anymore. It frustrates the mind.
Does he have a favorite dish?
Dish. Like I care about what my employees eat.
No. What do you feed them?
Well, if they come down to the cafeterias, they pick up whatever they wish. I do know that Vance tends to enjoy desserts, sweets, kind of thing.
Conrad smiles. I take care of this. What's my guarantee that I don't get paid? What's my guarantee that I get paid?
Look, I am a man of my word. I happen to have what I need done, and I pay my employees what I have offered.
Let me see 3 of those barrels.
He points out, he pulls open the shades on the window, points over to a section of the engineering bay where you can see crates of aetherite stacked up.
And Conrad rolls his shoulder where Sheldon is hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Sheldon, immediately turns, and you hear a click, click, click. Clarion, coming back to you, see an image of crates of aetherite stacked against a small bay corner.
Does it look legit?
Give me an aware roll. That seems to be the Empire stuff.
Yeah. She'll give an okay.
Sheldon on your back just goes... Beep, beep.
Conrad scratches their shoulder in agreement. All right, I'll find this guy. Just make sure the children stay out of lunch this evening. Conrad smiles and departs for the cafeteria. We're going to find this person, Tyson.
All right. So Conrad leaves from there, heading out and heading off towards the meal section, the rest and relaxation area, the stay and sleep. So from that point, we move over to where we see Bee and Quaylena. Inside of the stay and sleep area, inside of a small tent, they've just finished up teaching the individual within how to play a game. And he looks at you and thanks you greatly for what you have done.
You're
And-
quite welcome.
This is quite an interesting game. An interesting little challenge. I can't wait to show some of my friends. I don't suppose you have more of that coinage. Maybe I could purchase a little off of you.
If it would be in fair exchange for the local currency, I wouldn't mind that at all.
Oh, certainly, certainly. Now, you have all of these different denominations. The Empire primarily trades in silver, although various other coinages are still worth something to individuals who need metals and scrap and whatnot, so I could still see some of that. What if I were to take 20 of more of those silver coins and then
smattering of the coppers and gold and what is this one again? He pulls up the other one that's sitting there.
Oh, that one's Electrum. You can have that one for free. It's practically useless.
Electrum, you say? Excellent. Well, no, we'll take a couple of those, and we'll trade you 250 silver.
Does that add up to more coinage than Koilena would be giving away?
It's more coins than you're giving away. Yeah, it's about twice as many as
Okay.
you're giving away.
Well,
He already
given that
indicated
gold
that
are
you're.
worth 10 silver in her head,
Mhm.
and she just is like, she looks a little sour for a second, but then she's like, well, all right. I suppose I need to adapt to local customs.
He hands you over these silver coins with the Empire's insignia upon them, and upon holding them, you can feel that they're charged with magic.
Huh. I do a little investigation on that.
Okay. Give me that roll. 13. Not great, but with a 13, you can tell that they seem to have absorbed a good amount of this ambient magic that's kind of radiating around. I mean, if you were to bring this back into your own realm, it would be like a lower level spell charge.
Interesting. So she's going to just manifest an illusion to do what she thinks of as expending a spell slot,
Mhm.
and then try to absorb the magic from the coins.
Give me a magical roll just to see if you're able to do so. At 20. Do we discover that Quaylana has the ability to pull ambient aether to power some of her magic sometimes? Or do you get a sensation about this universe and maybe some insight into something in the future?
That is so tempting.
The
I think-
cruelty.
Well, no, I think Koilena, as a bard who loves knowledge, would probably go for the insight.
Okay.
Ultimately speaking,
So
as
one,
addictive as power is.
So one, you will have the ability to ask one question with Quaylena in the future that you need an answer to, and we'll get some answer. Depending on what the question is, it'll be more or less in depth than it would be otherwise. So if you ask something like, who exactly is this person, where they're going to be, that kind of thing, you might get less information than asking a general question. But that is one thing you get. The other thing that you get is you can tell that wherever you are now is home for you now. There is no way back. And you can also tell that there are the feelings of magic fading at the very edges of your periphery. Like this universe itself seems to be having problems that are bleeding off into the darkness beyond.
And Beatrix sees Koilena like just give off like a sort of sadness, which is unusual and out of character. But like from what B has seen so far, and Koilena just kind of gives this man a look and nods and says, "I see."
And in regards to holding the coins, you do feel that they re-empower you. They bring back some of the strength you had lost.
Right.
As you're standing there seeing this going on, you have just finished another dessert, which has made your stomach a little off at this point after eating about 12 pounds of sugary
There's been a
libations.
lot. Yeah. Annika, I feel your pain, or rather B does. B will reach over and hold Quillena's hand. Give her a little squeeze to make sure that she knows that B is there for her. And then say, this has been some of the best sweet food I've had in years. You're amazing. Do you want a ship's cook job?
I'm sorry. I enjoy what I do here, but I appreciate it.
Okay, that's fair. You're just basically the best since Becky, and, well, Mickey only really baked bread, but this is amazing, especially the popcorn, and that ice cream was so good.
If you need to stock up, we could perhaps buy a few pints to take with us.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh,
All
you
right.
wish to take some of these with you? Might I interest you in a small box that retains its coldness over time?
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
That way, all of these things will not melt. You won't have to eat them so fast. You can enjoy them over a great deal of time.
I'll probably still eat them really fast.
Of course, but you have the option. And you know what? Options make us all feel free.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like being free.
I think you and I will get along great, kid. And she squeezes Bee's hand back.
Give me another magical roll, please, Quaylina. All right, never mind. All right, so from that moment, Bea and Quaylina, if you wish to buy this mini fridge this individual is offering you with the food that he offers up, a little extra ice cream for free if you choose to purchase, it's going to cost you 50 silver. My power
Bea
is
will
flickering. If we
take some of the silver coins that she had smuggled out of the chest one time when she moved it away from Leifei and pay with those.
All right, so 50 silver from the massive amount of money that you currently have. Whoever's keeping track of that, remove 50 silver from it, please. It's got to be one of you. Somebody's got the chest. Currently, Roland has the chest on the ship, so I'm gonna say you have to keep track of that 1,800 silver or 18,000 silver.
18,000 silver? Oh,
Yeah.
Jiminy Christmas. Is that even in my character sheet?
Actually, you know what I can do? We do have a party sheet option here that I haven't used in a while. So we'll put it on here. Parcel goods. We have 18,000.
17,950 now.
It's 17,950. All right.
Don't
So, can you actually access the party sheet? Are you all able to see that?
What tab is that?
It's not a tab. Over on the right-hand side, there's the combat tracker. To the right of that is the party sheet.
Yes. However, we cannot edit it.
Yes, but you can see it.
That's
so
chill. We
that's
should not
fine.
be allowed to. Parcel.
Oh! Fabulous.
All right, so you can see it there. We'll keep track of it there, and I guess I'll have to keep track of it until you all start taking some of that money out of there. More things for me to do. It's fine. So now, be on your inventory. You can put in a mini fridge. It weighs like 30 pounds. It's relatively heavy, but not too big of a deal as you're standing there carrying it. Where do the two of you head from here? You can see other stalls and whatnot bearing food and the smell of, salty and sweet kind of mingling in the air. But B, to you, all of it kind of smells like vomit. It's it's a little bit much with everything going on in your gut right now. It's a little too, you're way too full. But what do you do?
Maybe we should drop this off and, I don't know, maybe get a nap?
Sure. I might spend some time thinking about things, and she rolls some coins between her fingers.
Thinking is good, but sometimes it can be a little much, so think for a while and then you can look at my mural.
Oh! You make art? Yes, wonderful, lovely. I would love to hear all about it.
At which point B goes off ad nauseum about what she was drawing, why she was drawing it. The fact that she had to use raspberry jam for the blood because the red just didn't look right, etc., etc.
You get the opinions of this bloodthirsty child who wishes to overthrow an entire empire. And you have that discussion as you start walking back towards the ship. So from this point, we move to a arena. Exactly. Within that arena, we happen to have Leifei, and we happen to have Salfiz standing in the midst of this massive arena, kind of wandering around a little bit. You see pillars off to either side. You see the floor stained with ancient blood, kind of caked into it and then painted over and lacquered so that it stays there forever, never needing to be cleaned, but always a remembrance of what came before. The bones of the dead, again, lacquered under the floor in multiple layers so you can be reminded of what has happened at one point or another. Massive claw marks and tears, things like that. Gunshot injury, or gunshot marks, burns. Looks like magical blasts on either side. As you and Leifei stand there, and you had received a little bit of a diatribe from the Shadow Mask standing inside of his booth, which extends up on a mechanical arm and just moves him back to his position. The door begins opening, and there's a doom, doom, doom as the footsteps of a massive creature come out the other side. And you see yourself facing off against Rulo, one of Rulo's most vicious creatures. The Jundo, the tyrant, standing 30 feet tall. These creatures are well respected and feared by the orcs of the world as something incredibly dangerous. That's basically all there is to it. So,
Tyson?
Yes.
It's fluffy.
Tyson?
Yes, Conrad. Yes, Jackal.
Why'd you put him in a pit with a Tarrasque?
It's fine. It's fine. Anyway.
It's trapped in here with us.
Salfaz, you are up at this point first, so...
Oh, okay, right.
What are you gonna do?
No, I was gonna say, I just didn't know if we were rolling initiative or not.
I already have one.
Ah. I don't know what kind you're keeping, because there's no way to hell Salfaz is faster than Leifei. But
you're actually last on this, so...
That makes more sense. Okay, so does it appear to be... obviously, we're in a setting, but is it just waddling in? Is it actively charging? Is it kind of? Are we just facing each other?
It steps into the arena and kind of comes down underneath this, and you can see there are markings that have been painted across this thing, and it happens to look around at the crowd and stare at you with eyes that tell you it is hungry as all hell, and it just.
Well, fuck. Okay. Quick, Leifei! Are you interested in retaining your family's powers for the kingdom?
What did you just say?
Are you or are you not interested in reestablishing your own right to the power of the kingdom? Quick, there's no time! Wait, yes! Interesting.
I think.
Interesting. Well then, this changes things. Huh. Alright, well, we'll do all that later. Let's see, what could I even... At this range...
The enemy's currently 9 range away.
9... Yeah, so what I want to do... What range is this? Is there... Oh, this range... Okay. Range 4. Huh. You said he's 30 foot tall. That's not going to do anything. And I can't move within range.
He has massive horns on top of his head, huge teeth with tusks, claws on his arms, and a large grasping tail with a blade basically growing out of it.
Can you hold an action in this system?
You can, but you're the end of initiative, so if you hold action, you will lose it as it goes into the next.
Yeah, round. But there's really nothing he can do. Even if I ran up, there's really nothing I could do, which would seem to be a stupid idea at this moment.
Okay.
So
you're just gonna stand there and wait for now.
Well, it's mainly he has to see what Leifei is going to be doing.
You can use a full defense move, which means that your defenses are going to be increased as you protect yourself until your next turn.
Because how many? So is the creature in terms of distance and range? Is it how? What's the diameter of the circle? Basically, what's the square footage of the range he's taking up?
Oh, he is 15 feet from one arm to the other when not extended. His tail is about 10 feet long, and he's 30 feet tall.
Okay.
So he's about half as wide as he is tall.
Okay. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna take my my full move to go 5 paces to the left. I want to basically separate me from Leifei, and I'm just gonna be like, Always stay completely away from me at all times. And I am going to invoke a dark wind.
Alrighty. What is the
Sorry, not a dark, not a dark wind. The other one, Ashen Bone.
Ashen Bone, yes. Let's
Yep.
see. Ashen Bone, here we are.
It's a 4 square range.
It's a range 4 radius, not
Radius,
diameter,
yeah.
So it's pretty
Sorry,
big.
yep.
Any living object in the cloud at the end of the round or entering the cloud takes 46 enveloping damage, increased by 1d6 at death level. Death is level 6 and 9. So it's a big one. So we're gonna go ahead and see how large that is real quick.
Yeah.
There
It's
you
pretty
go.
big.
There's your area,
Yep.
and that'll be following you around. So suddenly, as he's standing there, what does your Ashen Bone look like? Describe your spell to us.
I think it's actually, for once, everyone else can see what he sees. Like, it is just this nightmarish hellscape of just these old, ancient, dead, decaying, shadowy figures. Some are reaching out of the ground, some are walking in it, and it is not a happy place.
So,
And he's literally just standing in the center of it.
The ghosts of the dead and the damned swirling around you in a shadowy vortex of death.
Yeah, it's like the Ghost Army in the Lord of the Rings, but far worse.
But far more horrifying, yes. Okay.
Exactly.
So that's you. It's now the creature's turn. Let's see which one of you... Well, the big one with all of the darkness surrounding it. Let's see if it's interested in eating that.
Come at me!
I'm gonna say... Because this is not a necessarily dumb beast... on a 1 through 15, it's going after Leifei, who currently seems undefended. And on a 16 through 20, it's going after Selfiz. Because it wants to take out the big threat first. It's going for Leifei! So the creature just kind of rushes, stomp, 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 across the distance. And you see a massive clawed hand swing out at you, Leifei.
What do you mean by that, Selfiz? And this thing's rushing towards me and looking over there.
That way! Look! Over!
The opponent
What?
gets an 18 to strike you.
I'll defend with a 23.
Hey!
So this massive claw swings by. Describe how you get out of the way.
He's getting out of the way as he looks over towards Self as he points towards this guy, and like he looks up. Oh wow! He immediately hits the ground as his back just splashes down into the red dirt below them. As it's like trundling forward, it claws over top of him, and he twists up his hands underneath him, spins his legs, and then throws himself onto his feet.
So
As he does,
back onto your feet.
he continues the motion and pulls out the cutlass. And can I reflexively use Flash of Red?
Absolutely. You're only able to reach his arm at this point, so you're going to hit him on the arm with the swing if it connects.
Certainly.
Give me your attack roll. The opponent defends.
Is a +3 to this?
Yep, you're going to hit.
Yeah, I think you got it.
So move to the position that you end up at the end of the Flash of Red. So Leifei drops beneath this thing's massive arm, leaps back up in a spinning, almost pirouette-style flip back to his feet, and then just whoosh, slashes through it.
Oh, sure, you could do that.
As you have done that, the giant creature uses a nemesis reaction as you end up in that position to continue its tail spinning as it tries to slam you with that from the other side. So up in a loop, it just whoosh, and you see that blade coming towards your chest, Leifei.
Yeesh.
It gets a 25. 11 damage. Gotcha.
What do I?
So
And
it
1d4
gets
levels of bleeding.
Yep.
Apologies.
Two
2 levels of bleeding.
Levels of bleeding. Okay.
And
You see
defend.
a large red scar appear across its elbow. You're about to get hit. Are you okay with that?
I've gotten hit before.
Okay.
It must have slipped the path of the hand. It's a
Of
range
the tail.
8.
You could.
Or
let's
sorry, the
see.
tail.
Is
It's
that
a range
within
8.
range?
I think it is. It seems like it should be.
It is in range. It is much heavier than one weight. You would need to use 2 chaos to move that tail.
Yeah, we'll sit on that for now.
So you're not gonna do that?
Not for now. If it's just like whap and it's like basically murders him, then like maybe I'll start using it later. Well, let's see what he can do.
All right.
And also, is the whole fact he did just say he may want to take back power and reestablish the kingdom, so Sophus is a little bit uneasy.
It hits Leifei in the face.
Oh man.
Oh.
Leifei,
Not the face.
You do have armor, so you could have this damage, but the tail slams into you, dealing 25 damage to you.
Oh. Yeah. Wow.
The face?
Yeah, to the face. Since
Maybe we don't want the future king to be decapitated. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah.
I mean, no gods, no kings.
Your armor
Besides-
could reduce the damage by half. That would drop you down to.
You also did just get a light wound heal in
There
case
is
you
a
want
heal.
it. 1d8.
I think I'm gonna cut this one in half.
Or you could take a wound to the head, but if you get hit in the head again and can't get rid of it, it will just kill you.
I've taken too many hits to the head. Have you spoken to Leifei?
That's true. All right. So you're gonna have that. So your armor hit takes. One of your armor hits just. You see part of the armor you're wearing. You see your hat like torn and sheared through, and you can see some of the outfit that Leifei's wearing just shatter away and tear. The crowd in the audience outside just cheering. Really glad to see bloodshed on the sand. And you take 13 damage instead.
Yisharino.
Yeah.
And now it is Leifei's turn.
I'll take that cure light wounds right now.
All right, D8 plus 1 health from the goddess of life sitting in the audience.
It's 5 back.
5 health returned. All right.
And I'm not waiting right now because this guy's dangerous. He's going to swing.
Okay, give me an attack roll, please. You're currently behind the creature, and it tries to just bat you out of the way with its tail. Your swing comes in with a 16, and you strike. True. Hitting it across the flanks, probably near the legs, somewhere around there, for 5 points of damage. So far you've done 16. Little cut.
As it swings its tail, he's going to just do a front flip and just hold his sword over his head as it slices into the tail. He lands on his feet.
You have 1 standard action remaining. Do you wish to move, defend, or do you want to do another attack of some kind?
Got another heal.
Another heal is coming
Oh.
from the audience, as you've gained back 3 more health.
I need it.
Feeling rejuvenated, Leifei just kind of turns his head and swipes away the blood, and the cut doesn't look like it was as bad as it might have been.
I am going to use my Siandari blood right now.
Okay, and how are you going to use it?
He's boosting up his defenses, so he'll have a +4 as this happens. Speaking the words of, yeah, I kind of do want that, Selfiz. He realizes what he just said to this guy, and there's a sort of these 4 motes of light that sort of poke up on his back as he's doing this flip, and he hits the ground. This sort of Tile heritage is flowing in him.
All right, cool maneuver. We now move back to Selfiz. We'll have 1 more round of the arena before we move back to the other crew outside. Selfiz.
So I want to move to get the creature into range.
Okay,
Does that have to completely envelop them or just touch them?
just touch them.
Okay, but I need to be within range 2 for what I want to do, right? Range. Yeah, range 2. So I'm going to be within 2. I moved, I think, 2 already, so I can.
That is within range 2 where you're standing right now.
Oh, it is. Okay, never mind. So let's disregard that move.
The
Okay.
border of the actually, never mind. Yeah, you are right. You have to get a little bit closer. I had
Yeah,
it selected,
however
and
much-
that's. So you
So
have to
I'm
move up
gonna-
just a little more. There you go.
So the Ashen Bone says when a creature enters, is it when they purposefully enter or when I make them enter?
When they enter it themselves, not when you enter.
Okay,
it.
that's
But, at the end of the round, if they're still in this, they'll take the damage. So
Yeah.
he'll be injured at the end of the round.
Gotcha. Okay, so what I want to do is like, over here, you fucking thing! I'm gonna try to like get its attention and like wait see if it like turns its head, and if it does, I'm gonna try to invoke Contagious Madness.
All right, give me a let's see, charming roll to get its attention.
Oh, this will be great. And I bet 10. Ace.
All right, go ahead. Roll again.
I have so many aces from last time, but I didn't use a damn one.
Nat 20.
Woo!
Okay. Do you piss this thing off in a way that it's going to focus on you for a couple of rounds, or B, do you enhance the effect of what you're trying to do, but might have it rebound a little further than you want?
The first one. I just want him to focus on me.
Okay, you are now taunting the the Jundo. All right, give us. So you're going to use Contagious Madness? You said.
Yeah. So it's a 16 resistance roll.
All right, here it goes, and the enemy gets a 16. Unfortunately, he is best. This one.
God damn it! I don't think I've ever gotten that to work once. I'm gonna keep trying. Damn it!
You did. There was.
Oh yeah, like on one soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you look at this thing and you see your like energy just flowing through your eyes for a second as you try to spread madness. The creature, now focusing on you heavily, turns and you hear a sharp intake of breath. Sucked in by this thing.
Okay.
And
Maybe the shadows are bad. Just FYI.
Then you see something come spraying out of this thing's mouth suddenly. As it just jettison of bile and stomach acids, which are known to eat through stone, come flying in your direction.
I got this. It's fine.
That's where it goes.
Okay.
How do you try to avoid this mist of acid?
It seems like I'm like in the very like narrowest part of it. So I think he would try to dive forward to get like underneath it.
All right, so you're trying to dive under it. The opponent gets a 25 to hit you with this cone. Give me an agile roll. You are small, so I'm going to say that I'm going to give you a +2 to your defense roll on this.
Wait, so am I doing an agile roll or defense roll?
Defense roll, +2.
Okay.
Defense always has agile associated as well as your armor.
Come on, you bastard. Go. Okay, I think it doesn't want to roll. Okay. This +2 to this.
Yep. And you get...
a whole...
That's not, not a whole heck of a lot.
It's great. It's awesome.
As the acid splashes across you, this is enveloping damage. You'll be deciding where it goes. This can either cause damage to your limbs or destroy whatever is on those limbs at your choice. Here goes the damage.
That's a lot of damage.
20 points of damage is coming your way. You can spread it as you will, so you could take wounds on various body parts if you want to absorb 5 points for each wound.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can destroy whatever you were wearing in a body part to resist 5 points of damage.
I really am not wearing that much, which is the problem. Could I sacrifice my stupid arc pistol?
Yeah, you could.
How about my arc pistol and my saber?
I would give you the 10 health reduction on having those destroyed, sure.
Okay, so those will be destroyed, and the saber's gone, and then I'll take the rest of the 10.
All right. So 10 points of damage to you. Go ahead and mark that off. You, of course, could use an A hit to have that damage down to 5 if you really want to.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So Salvus gets blasted by this, and you can see the ichor kind of dripping to the floor. You see the weapons on your hip, some of your bags and straps, just smoking in an acrid smell away from you, and you start like shaking to get this stuff off of you as quickly as you can. And now it's the beast's turn. At this point, it's got Salvus in its gaze. The creature just kind of tilts its head down. And you see it just launch underneath you with one of its large horns, trying to gore you.
Come at me, ugly!
It gets a 23.
Yeah, no.
Salvus defends.
No.
Not anywhere near good enough, unfortunately.
Nope. He is
And,
not exactly a physical combat person.
The horn strikes you in the right leg
Which is impressive.
and pins you to the floor with 14 damage.
Wow.
You can take a wound to the leg to remove all of that damage, or you can just take the damage. You can use your armor to have it.
I'll put a wound to the leg.
All right, so your right leg
Which
gets a wound.
right leg. Yep.
And looks like you've gotten a heal from the audience. There's a Cure Light Wounds coming out. So...
I already wrote it.
Oh, you already did. Okay, that's what that was.
Yep.
So it has pinned you to the ground. You see this creature twist, and there's a loud crunk, 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 snap as it tears off its own horn. It is now has you stuck on the ground there. You see it just over top of you and just...
Oh, it's not like the movies! Oh, it's not like the movies! Oh, it's not how you think it's gonna feel! Oh my god!
And you see it just like lean up with its mouth wide open as it prepares to consume you. Leifei, your turn. Your friend is now pinned to the floor and about to be eaten by the Jundo.
Is it on my next turn when the damage would hit for the Ashen Bone?
No, it's actually right now. So go ahead and roll the damage for me.
Okay. Aha.
You see all those little shadowy shades and whatnot spinning around, just start tearing in. That's not a huge roll. You could ace that if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to ace it.
All right. Better than an 11 here, eh? Nice. 18.
That's better.
That's
yeah,
significantly
I'll take
better.
it.
You see like little bits and pieces of the flesh on the outside of this thing kind of torn away like by little clawed hands by the shadows that are fighting it. And the creature is just twisting its head back and forth. And now it's Leifei's turn. Your friend is pinned. He's in danger.
Leifei is going to rush over. I'll use a movement, and I'm going to use something to try and kick this horn out of the ground.
Something. All right, so you're going to rush into the cloud of ash and bone.
I was gonna say, stay out of the shadows. I'm fine.
Do a sick skateboard trick off of it.
Kick flip a dragon.
If he says that, he's going to slow down before he enters in fully. How fine.
Kill the fucking thing!
You got it.
All right, so you don't go in. You stop at the edge of the cloud. You can see these grasping shadows, like, reaching for you as you get closer to it.
Well, didn't want to approach that anyways, and he's going to swing his cutlass.
All right, give me an attack roll. The opponent twists with its tail and its body, swatting at you like it would a fly. It gets a 25 again to parry you.
I'll get a 16.
So as you bring the cutlass up to swing, you see this thing's tail just and like block it out of the way unless you would like to re-roll or use something.
Yeah, can I be kick-ass for a moment? I'm going to use an ace.
You're going to use an ace, or you're going to use your virtue?
Wait, what? Right. I have a virtue. I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You have a virtue, and you have a virtuous weapon. If you remember that.
I didn't remember that. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay.
I actually don't have the cutlass in my inventory, so I don't know what its virtue ability is.
Why is that not in there? It's in our Discord chat. You and I.
Okay.
So in search, just type in the cutlass.
Got it.
And then if you would put that on there when you have a moment, or I could do it later. We're about to go to break pretty soon anyways. I could potentially do it then. Anyhow, yeah. So you strike with that. You're going to use your virtue. Since you're using your virtue, you're going to be increasing some of your roll.
So, Leifei courageously moves into the area, sees how his courage could go into folly as he moves towards Salfiz and stops, skims to a stop, and realizes his enemy's not looking to him at all.
Okay.
And raises himself up to bring his attention his way. He's going to swing. I'll try again.
Right. So go ahead and give your attack. Ooh, 26! Putting yourself above the enemy's defense. You strike. Go ahead and roll the damage, please, and add the bonus for the cutlass's virtuous effect.
All right. So, that'll add an extra d8. 5 plus 8.
Nice. So 13 points of damage. Slash comes out, strikes this thing. You hit it hard enough now multiple times. The creature roars in anger. And you see it turn and look over at you. And as it does so, spinning around, and it stares you down, Leifei, it goes,
"Little thing, die now."
Over here! No, over here!
You've never heard of a Jundo that could speak.
He points the cutlass towards it in an old familiar fashion as Leifei waves his cutlass in front of him like Cutlass did.
And with that, the scene fades out. We see a couple of individuals sitting aboard a ship. Basil and Roland. That crew that you scared off has left. You hear the sounds of shouting and some sort of raging noises. The walls shake a little bit from this bassoon bass, and you can hear that arena from really far away. What are the two of you talking about as you're standing there?
I feel like they've invented a game where they found some cast iron pots and pans and are bouncing that little flame elemental back and forth in the pots and pans.
Oh my
I
goodness!
could see that. And Amber's just having a blast.
I will say, if you really want to use cast iron pots and pans for this, you are sadistic, because that is like damaging and lethal to
that
Eternals.
would hurt him. Yeah.
But you could be using pans, sure.
Okay, all right. I was just thinking of a pan that, like, because we probably don't have any lead.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. We're just like, we've just got like pots and pans, and we're just sort of like ping-ponging the fire elemental boredly, because we gotta watch the treasure if those guys decide to come back.
Absolutely. So sitting there for a while, you happen to look outside. At that moment, you can see Quaylena and B walking up towards the ship.
Quaylen is carrying a large box.
How'd it go?
Oh, we got ice cream to take with us and a box that keeps it cold.
It's so cool. I have to pet a face on it. And B runs off to get our markers.
Okay. Is everyone else all right? Everyone.
Oh, we didn't run into anybody else, so I assume they can handle themselves.
Well, yeah, I'd imagine.
I wonder if that's a good assumption.
Oh, are they? Well, I should know better. I do know adventurers.
I feel like if they had gotten into any trouble, this space station would be falling apart by now.
Well, we did hear that big roaring sound. I wonder if that's anybody we know.
Does anyone we know turn into a dragon, or?
I could.
That would be interesting.
I could, Quaylena says.
You would think that would have come up sooner, but
Well, it's a spell, and I can't. Well, back where I was from, I couldn't technically do it yet, since it was considered like a ninth circle spell, very complicated and magically demanding, and I hadn't built up to that yet. But I feel like here the rules have changed.
Ember, get away from her.
Ember just.
I'm not sure what realm you're from, but magic is not as rigid here.
Well, all right.
At all.
I see I can do some experimenting in my future.
Be very careful with your experiments. Pushing your boundaries has risks.
Roland, as you are all standing
Obviously.
there, you feel as if the path under your feet just got tugged sideways. Like wherever you are is suddenly a little crooked. And you see the walls kind of start fading in and out of reality for a moment before you hear a laughter coming from around you. Quaylena, you feel like some sort of temporal space thing is happening again. And you see a strange area filled with weird creatures all in cages. As the scene fades to black and tonight's episode comes to a break, we will be back in about 10 minutes, everybody. So, hey, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you in a moment. Bye-bye.
Leifei is the
tell
Green
everyone
Ranger.
that.
Never go on a date with a
Broke the
drow
wrong
ever
person.
again.
I-
Wait, what?
What just happened? I don't know what just happened.
So Sulfus in his younger years also might have used his body to make some money, but
Of course he
Oh,
did. Everybody
okay.
did. You're all
Are we talking
whores.
Excuse you?
Us for acting?
All right. So last time we left off at the vessel, something wibbly wobbly seemed to be happening, and the only thing that you can hear as the room kind of fades into darkness be Basil, Quaylena, and Roland, and yeah, that's it. It's just those four of you. Is kind of a laughing. I wondered if that would work. Of course, found you all. They have all been there. Good job, little one. Good job finding my champions.
Does someone want to
Excuse
tell
me?
me what's going on?
You find yourself in a different
What
place,
he
and we'll
said.
return to all of you in a little
Oh,
while. So we return back to the merchants' quarters. From here, Franco, Clarion, and what's his face?
Alien?
Boss.
The boss, Killian, all step out of that hut, having obviously made friends. And where do we see you going from there at the moment?
To tell you the truth, I am actually authentically interested in this McGree's. Maybe he doesn't have traced weapons.
This.
Clarion is radioing Conrad and saying, Conrad, please check in when it is convenient to do so.
This is.
I'm sorry, I don't speak hand over mouth.
I think we all spoke that.
So from here, you start looking around for Ace McGree's.
I mean, Killian's interested in doing that, but it seems like Franco has protests.
Exactly why should we. How is it someone who has had several fractures of unionship with someone instantly abide to the commendation that to sleep with another one's wife is to condemn them to death when one clearly might well have had?
My motivation has nothing to do with accusations of infidelity or otherwise. I just happen to know that getting in the middle of merchant squabbles is incredibly profitable.
Yes. But do we look like merchants?
No, but he did.
We don't even know the rules of this version of reality.
Well, bullets still work. I fail to see how we need to learn anything else.
He did say that the ship needed to be shot, not necessarily the person. However, I would like to refrain from getting in the middle of something violent and potentially irrevocably bad for us, as we have done that a few times before as our crew, and it usually winds up restricting our choices.
Here's my take. Okay, we go to this Ace McGree and let him know that his rival, whoever this gentleman is with the fancy traced firearms, is buying out shoppers with discounts, trying to get him to vandalize his vessel.
I find your attempt at logic irrevocably damaging.
Are we really worried about keeping the peace? Look at this place.
No, I don't think you understand what this place is. This isn't peace. This is gestures over to clearly snake oil salesman. This one is selling for his family that he is trying to buy out. This man over there gestures to a guy who's just randomly standing on the corner with an oversized trench coat. This guy is a chronic thief. He is not going to. You're familiar with war economics?
Yes, of course I am.
Franco tending to be a little on the technical side goes into a brief rant. The long and short of it is you cannot maintain peace. You can only sell it.
Yeah. And so I'm hoping to broker a little bit of that myself.
But
Looking around the
You already-
area, Killian, give me an aware roll real quick.
you
I'm
already
pretty sure.
have, Killian.
Freaking dice again.
Whew.
Showing.
23. So looking off to the side, you can see amongst the crowd of individuals that are out there, there is a set of eyes that are staring at all of you there that seem to be watching the fact that you just stepped out of this little hut. The individual kind of turns back and just nods over his shoulder. You can see across the way a small sign, another small little warmonger's hut, as it were, that has a sign sitting up above it that says Ace's Hardware.
Now, is this a true value or is this a gas or farm and fleet?
What?
It's a Midwest joke. Oh wait, aren't you in like Chicago?
I am around the Chicago area, Mr. Iowa.
Sorry, it's a tri-state area joke. It's like even more Midwest than Midwest. The middest west.
The middest west ever.
Listen, if I had a nickel for every time this happened, I would have 2 nickels. Which isn't saying much, but it's odd that this has happened twice already. And there's your reference for pop culture for today, everyone.
Thank you. Appreciated it. One of my favorites. All right, how about this? Ace's Hardware is right over there. Why don't we just go see what he's got, and I'll keep my information to myself.
In what way are these people watching us?
It was just an individual who kind of was keeping an eye on the fact that you were coming out of a competitor's hut, and didn't seem to be carrying weapons. So, I mean, new weapons, and then tried to scalp you. Basically, tried to pull you into to get you to come into the competitor's outfit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Come on, we got budget for hardware. Let's have some fun.
All right. I wonder if they have relatively decent calipers.
Question
the wolf
for ya.
one will be happy.
How did you detect that those guns were traced? That muzzle loader didn't have a bug on it or nothing.
Can I beam a message via tentacle up the nose, Tyson?
Give me a magical roll.
Excuse me?
It better be an ethereal tentacle if you're getting a gun in the nose.
It's an ethereal.
Okay.
It's a 17.
17. Atomic. You can get it at that level based on what you've already got, so you should be able to. 17. With a 17, you see a shadow just kind of wrap its way around Killian's body, Clarion, without him noticing at first. And then suddenly the shadow just rises up and into his face.
Nope, my neurons not melt. No, you leave my neurons alone. They're decaying, remember?
It's a shadow. You can't even see it or feel
Yeah,
it.
he's like grabbing at his
Tyson, if I may.
What's that? What's that now?
If I may.
What are you attempting?
To describe the scene to him.
You can describe it, but there is a chance he might have to resist depending on what you're doing, so.
Then I'll give him that chance. There is a black dot in the center of your vision that is slowly growing.
Yeah, Killian's gonna fight that.
Give me a tough roll as you attempt to push the shadow out of your brain. Nat 20!
Man!
Jeez! Okay.
We got lots of those tonight.
Conrad, your roll was not strong enough to deal with that. So, Killian, do we find that you are extremely resilient to this universe's magic effects?
Yes, I don't care what the second one is. It's definitely that.
All right, fine. All right, so in this moment, there is just this, Killian grabs a hold and your hand keeps going through the shadow, and then suddenly you see like sparkles appear around your fingers and your skin as you grab a hold of it and just pull it right out. It's wiggling in front of you.
All right, Cthulhu, I asked you a question. I didn't need you to shove a tentacle up my nose.
How dare you? How dare you? And Franco is just innocently petting a little tentacle that is standing on his arm. I was trying to show you. You said to show you. I tried to show you.
It's the tentacles? All right, so you're just going to touch every gun in there, and I'll forget that whatever that was happened.
Do you want to see or not? Inhale tentacle if you do.
No.
No, I don't want to inhale a tentacle.
How about we take it on faith?
Clarion will stretch out a finger.
Ask.
Clarion will stretch out a finger with a relay at the end and be like, "Perhaps you could try me."
Okay, all right. Someone is getting one in the face, and he's got the gun out. Everybody needs to calm the hell down.
And Franco just tries to coax the teeny tiny little tentacle that's on the back of his hand. Go on,
So at this moment, Killian and Clarion and Conrad and Franco hear the roar of some massive beast unleashed in the arena, the crowd cheering. It gets very noisy very quickly.
Franco looks at the tentacle looks at Franco. The tentacle seems to shake its hips, hops back into Franco's arms. Franco takes the gun and just gingerly aims it in the direction of the roaring. I think we may want to investigate.
What is? Sounds like a bear.
Sounds a lot
Like a
louder
big
than
one.
bear.
Like a really like a big one.
Like a big bear.
It sounds like a really... Franco says something that doesn't make any sense to anyone. Bear.
Where there is trouble, there are often sparrows.
I was about
Once,
to
is
relay
that like a
that
turn
same
of phrase in
message.
this universe? Or?
Our crew used to be called the Sparrows. I'm not sure what exactly we are called now.
Bunch of
Kind of
delinquents
bird is
is
a
what I
sparrow.
think.
Delinquents, very well.
Name drop.
Acceptable.
Boom. Well, all right. If you're that worried about, but I'm coming back. I'm coming back to McCree's.
All right. But at the very least, trust me next time. That's all I ask.
No, I was just curious. I just didn't want you to put a tentacle in my nose.
Well, I couldn't have just walk it, waltz and argue.
Okay, yeah, we'll walk. You and we can have this out. It's all right. It's about establishing boundaries.
Sauer and Heckler and Koch. Let's
I
go.
had one wife that insisted on marriage counseling. I can't remember her name, but that was
As Killian, Clarion, and Franco start walking away, you see the proprietor of Ace Hardware kind of step out, halfling, Chancer, as he kind of moves out with an eye patch on and looking over at all of you as you walk by. You sure you don't want to buy some of my wares before you leave?
Wait a second. Actually, hold on a sec. Captain looks over at Clarion.
Yes.
If you're worried your crew's involved fighting a giant bear, maybe we should see if he's got,
bear
something
spray.
still bad. Yeah,
Can
something.
you tell
Yeah.
me, sir, is it allowed to interfere with arena fights?
Oh, Shadow Mask would not be happy with that. I am certain it would, at the very least, put you into some additional arena fights for your freedom, or maybe you'd have
What
you
about
summarily
medical
executed.
assistance after the arena fight is?
Now hold on,
Yeah.
hold
Oh,
on,
nothing's
hold on.
gonna be
Is
left
this
in the arena after the tyrant's done with them.
I mean,
Excuse me?
Oh yeah, he's got a pet Jundo, smart one too, magically
what
enhanced.
is a Jundo?
I assume Clarion's got it in there somewhere.
Give
Like
me
this is
a
what.
brains roll.
Is a Jundo a type of bear or?
More like a massive lizard.
24.
With a 24, you recognize the Jundo. You see its life cycle as it starts out as a Duandong, which is like this land lizard cow thing on Rulo that eats rocks and stones. As it digs through its life and is providing a lot of moisture for the tribes of Rulo that follow around and support these things. Eventually, they ravage out. They turn into these massive monstrosities that protect the herds and pretty much kill everything around them. Some of them can breathe acids that will eat through metal and stone. Oftentimes, they were used in the Great War as the orcs, when they joined against the monarchy, would airdrop them on cities as a form of ballistic weapon.
Enemy insurgents are a problem. We're
Clarion
not going to use a precision weapon. We are going to drop a freaking dinosaur on the town and
Yeah,
let them sort
exactly.
themselves out like the good and presentable people of the Empire we are. Woo.
Clarion just turns around and heads toward the arena.
Clarion begins walking over in that direction to see what's going on. So
Hey,
it leaves Franco and Killian.
Can we cut a
we're
quick
still-
deal? Real fast. It's got to be quick.
Quick deal.
Yeah, so that guy over there, he's selling trace weapons. I'm not a big fan. I don't like him too much. You got anything that can shoot a giant bear or what'd you say, big lizard?
Tyrant. I most assuredly might be able to provide you with an anti-armament weapon.
I'm listening.
Like what? Like an AT rifle? Or... Come on, cut to the chase.
Come with me. It'll be quick. No big deal.
I don't need the dog and pony show. All right, let's go.
See you
Hey,
leave.
hold on a second.
He looks over at Franco.
Oh, I'm gonna use the powers of Lasombra. I am going to make it absolutely positively clear exactly what we need and exactly how quick we need it.
Give me a magical roll.
Magical roll.
Yep.
Fine.
Ace. Okay. And there's an ace for everybody from KM Steer out there, by the way.
I got a 15.
With a 15, how do you give him the information quickly? What do you do?
I am going to mute out the world and everything in that world and every scent and every smell and every sight and every experience, with the sole exception of focusing directly on Franco, the words coming out of Franco's voice and the words coming out of Killian's voice. He is only going to see Franco, he is only going to see Killian, and he's only going to see and hear what Franco and Killian have to say. And he's going to maintain that until either A, they get something that can punch through Super Lizard Tarrasque hide, or B, decide that this isn't worth it and walk off.
So suddenly darkness kind of enshrouds Killian and Franco, and all the audience, all the noise, all the clamor, and the crowds around just start to mute away until there is no sound anymore. And so you face this individual down, he looks up and goes, "Whoa, neat trick, pal."
Yes.
So you
Right when I'm
provided
looking
us a
for-
quiet place to talk already. I guess we
My
don't need
God.
to go inside. I've got anti-Empire tank weapons.
How many rounds per magazine? Is the magazine included, and is there ammunition in the magazine?
Magazine, it uses grenades, friend.
Yeah, it's
What kind of
front loader, right?
Shut up.
Top
What kind of grenades?
loaded.
Good. Keep talking.
He turns around and walks into the hut and comes back out carrying something that's like strapped over his shoulder that seems to have a bunch of grenades like strapped onto a rail, and it's got like engines whirring around the edges of it. Franco, looking at that, you can tell it's magnetically powered. He has a rocket propelled railgun.
Oh no.
Oh yes. What is the price on this one?
2,600.
2,600.
All right, hold on now. What if we find a way to screw your competitor over?
Oh.
Now, see, he tried to buy us out. He wanted us to shoot up your ship with a diamond bullet tipped muzzle loader.
Now,
Right.
I think I can tiny little tentacle, do your thing. And just this I'm going to have the tentacle just bite the teeny tiny doer dwarf on the arm and have him experience a psychotic episode of realizing that what they say is true, hearing exactly what they heard, but not before setting down the grenade launcher somewhere safe and away from his arms.
Okay, so, ow, what the? You see his eyes kind of go black over suddenly. He kind of twists his head. He shakes it off and is like, don't do that again.
See?
Yeah, come on, we're trying to cut a deal.
Franco picks up the grenade launcher and looks at it.
So,
You can use
he wanted
that.
me dead, or wanted to hit one of my vehicles, huh? Not
Yes.
surprising, although we're supposed to be in Concord. This is supposed to be neutral territory where we don't make these sorts of deals around everyone else. Suddenly, the small individual is up against your neck, looking into your eye with just one, and he goes, "But if you can find a way to make him pay for me, you can have the damn thing."
All right, we'll take it first, and then we'll figure out the solution
No,
afterward.
you know I am a businessman like you are. Give me a deposit. I will give it back when you are done helping me.
Franco removes the custom-tooled MP5 A3 with threaded suppressor and extended magazine, and hands it over to him. Collateral.
What is this? This is... Don't even
A
recognize the
custom
make and
piece I
manufacture.
tooled myself.
This looks like it doesn't even have appropriate venting. What are you talking about? He takes it and he just points it down at into the edge of his building, and you see him just pull the trigger. Fires off multiple times, very rapidly. He looks at it
You
and
like
goes,
it, don't you?
"How did you? What sorcery is this?"
I believe I will tell you that, but you're going to have to take my word for it. You said you wanted collateral. This is collateral. I don't owe
Suddenly,
you an explanation.
he's climbing up your chest and looking at you. Do you know where to get more of these?
I can build you more. I can give you the designs for it.
You can build them.
I can build anything.
See, I like
But-
this guy. I trust him because he's crazy.
Shut up.
You and I, my friend, will get along very well after this. Take it. He points, nods his head over towards the railgun. Keeps this. I will take this for now, and we'll work out a better deal later on how we can get some more of these.
I'll tell you what. I will give you the secret to this machine's ability, but only you can have it, and only you can sell it.
With this, I could have an army at my side. Thank you, friend. He kisses you on the forehead before bouncing down to the ground. And then he takes the little gun and twirls it around before putting it in his hip holster and walking into the building. He's left you with the railgun grenade launcher.
All right, which one's firing this doohickey? Is it you or is it me?
What do you mean? And Franco, accidentally on purpose, negligently discharges a grenade in the direction of the shop.
You fire it towards the shop that guy was in, or the other one?
The guy that tried to screw us over.
Okay, a grenade goes launching through the air, through the distance. You see it just slow-mo, Killian. You turn, you see an armed bazaar full of a bunch of very angry-looking individuals looking up at this arcing, sparking device as it heads towards an armament tent.
Killian scoops the grenade launcher and just runs.
You turn and begin sprinting as suddenly there's a an explosion goes off, followed by multiple interior explosions, and bullets start ricocheting through the room. Your gunfire erupt behind you, and alarms and sirens begin going off.
And the 1812 overture.
Of course, we see them running in slow motion as the the overture.
Nobody looks
There's
back.
explosions, boom, boom, pieces of shrapnel flying through the air.
Something hot fuzz.
Yes.
That's the Ode to Joy.
Ode to Joy. That's the wrong one.
That's the one.
Yes. And you're sprinting towards the arena where Clarion has headed way earlier than the two
She
of
just
you.
stops in the hallway and just.
Yeah, coming around the corner, the arena noises are so loud, the muffled bangs that are happening behind you, you can barely register on your sensors, by the way. So as you've gone closer and closer to this, we move over to Conrad. Conrad, you've made it over to the stay and sleep quarter or section of town. You can see a bunch of libations. You can see a bunch of snacks. You can see individuals moving about, and you can tell that there is a bit of the crew of the vessel, some engineers, that are all kind of gathered together and walking about and talking and just having a little bit of the, conversing occur after work. Some water cooler type talk. So what do we see Conrad do?
Conrad is fidgeting with a little something that he took from Clarion, a plan for a better matter converter.
You took the plan of the matter converter?
A copy of it.
Oh, a copy of it. Okay.
A copy of it. A 80% copy.
Okay. Then what do you do as you're walking through this little area filled with the smells and scents of exotic food, drink, and desserts?
I'm gonna sniff out the guy who we were talking about earlier.
Okay, so you're looking for James Vance.
Yep.
Are you gonna casually listen for him? Are you gonna go talk to some people and ask who he might be? That kind of thing?
Yep. Yes, I am. I'm gonna find someone who looks like they're quote-unquote union proud.
Okay.
And I'm gonna sit down next to them.
Give me an aware roll as you try to find someone that you think might be part of some group that is attempting some sort of strike. 6. All right. Oh, okay. Nat 20. Do you want to be able to have one automatic success during this scene of your choice? Or do you want to be able to see where all the threats might come from if you fail at anything in this?
One automatic success.
All right, so you have one auto success you can use during this. With a 20, you can see an individual who's kind of sitting there with his friends. They're kind of drinking and whatnot, and obviously getting some pats on the back. He has the weight of leadership on his shoulders, a grin in his face that is not echoed in his eyes, and you can tell that this is someone who is fighting the man.
Conrad is going to take off his hood. He's going to shift his armor around. He's going to rub his eyes, lower his mask. He's going to grab a cup of coffee that's lying around. He's going to sit down next to him and put his head in his hands, making sure to smear a little grease on his face from working on all that mechanical crap. Ugh. You're the guy who, Did you see that bulkhead earlier? I swear to God. If I gotta put one more lug nut in, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. You're in the right place. We're just here having some drinks. Here, friend. Get him around, please. What'd you say your name was?
With a K. Conrad, with a K.
Conrad with a K. Nice to meet you, James Vance.
Vance. I've heard
yeah,
a lot about
Southeast Union. We're just dealing with some of the same problems, Same shit, different day. It'd be real nice if they supplied us with some new materials every now and then,
New materials? What'd they supply you with?
Oh, scrap off of a couple of wrecked vehicles, a couple of wrecked vessels. We had to tear them apart by hand, take that in here, use it as, well, pretty much the interior southeast bulkhead. Very dangerous shit. Most of it's falling apart. We lost a few friends recently.
And just in the distance, the 1812 overtures
going off at this point.
Gee, I wonder how that could go. I'm gonna... Conrad takes a bite of a piece of cake that he got on his way over to the table. I'm gonna be blunt with you.
Yeah.
Originally, I was gonna take this tray and just beat your head in, smear you across the wall as an example, but someone's after your skull.
Yeah, who isn't? Although that is quite the picture you paint.
Well, I was a scab.
Yeah?
Yeah. Conrad looks around at the people who are looking up at him, some of them with forks, some of them with cups.
All of them are like grabbing some items and starting to move around Vance a little
No,
bit.
Don't. You're not going to, not because you're better than this, but because you want something I have to offer.
And what, Mr. Sharp Teeth, do you have to offer?
Well, we need 10 barrels of fuel, and I've got 80% of the plans for a matter converter. Only thing that's left is the design for the loading ramp. Could get messy.
So you want us to help you secure fuel in exchange for a matter converter?
Well, yeah. I mean, the other guy was offering me like 6 barrels of fuel. And
so
quite
this
frankly,
is a bargaining situation, I see.
No. This is me just trying to be a halfway decent person in a world full of assholes and hard workers.
Yeah. He like looks left and right to his crew, who all seem to be like reaching under their jackets or moving into different positions around you.
Look,
we're not the kind of individuals that really want to be pushed into doing something, my friend, or threatened, or I don't know, have to worry about sleeping at night with a sword of our skulls. You know what I mean?
Conrad takes another bite out of his cake. Sets 6 knives, a couple of shivs, a stick of dynamite, 12 cherry bombs, and what looks to be a gerbil holding a coin out on the table in front of him. Threats? What kind of threats?
Where did you
I don't see a
keep
threat
all
here.
that? Never mind.
Well,
I don't want to know. The gerbil came out of a really weird angle.
So I have a gerbil that lives in behind my ear. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it itches. He scratches. I pay him. Occasionally, I let him out on holidays. You know.
You're a very strange man, Conrad.
Does he have any weird distinguishing features? The guy I'm talking to.
He's salt and pepper, older man, looks like a solid worker, very square frame, Humy. He's got a couple of like spots on his chin that look like they took some damage at one point in his past.
You're one to talk, QB.
QB. So
listen.
How do I know this matter converter is gonna work or might help us? I mean, honestly, I could see the benefit of having something that converts some of this crap that they give us into something a little bit more manageable.
Well, you wanted better working conditions, right?
Yeah, like off of here, probably.
All right. Squeaky, could you give him an example of something that works? Something difficult?
Are you talking about your gerbil?
No, the other Squeaky. This is Sir Squeaky.
Oh, right. So, then you're talking about Clarion's assistant, on your back?
Oh, you've been introduced!
Alright.
Wait, am I talking to Tyson or am I talking to,
You're
Salt and
talking to
Pepper
me!
Squeaky?
I'm trying to figure out who the hell Squeaky is.
Squeaky, like a chew toy. Sheldon.
Oh, yes. So Sheldon is your chew toy. Right. So Sheldon kind of floats up. He looks at it and goes, so you're an accomplished engineer. You made that drone yourself?
No, I had help making that drone. You really think a union works off of one person?
I mean, you got a point there. So give me a charming roll if you want to see how well this person takes to you.
I'm going to use that success.
All right. So in this moment, the individual kind of lets down his hackles a little bit and tells the rest of the union to kind of stand back. All right, I'm listening. You obviously are accomplished, and you have some friends that know what they're talking about. You provided something that's probably worth quite a pretty penny to somebody who might want to buy it. Instead of selling it to the merchants over there, you brought it to us. You told us about your whole plan to murder me and splatter me all over this room and decided not to do it.
You say plan, I was put up to it and offered a little bit less than what I have. Bulkhead Blue, right?
Yep.
That's what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Sips coffee. Yeah, I'm real sorry about that. I truly am. But the only way things are going to get better is if you keep working at them. The only way you can keep working at them is with better materials. The only way you can work with better materials is this. But we don't have long here. Our group is kind of cursed, and we want to get out of here as soon as possible. Sound of Tarask dinosaur in the background.
Roars coming from the arena off to the side. The sound of explosions in the distance and alarms start ringing out.
Just, can you lose the 10 barrels of fuel? You can have the other 20%.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do. Let me see those schematics or whatever.
Squeaky gestures to the gerbil with the coin in its hand, and it just scampers over.
Looks down and grabs a hold of it. Thank you very much for the raid, Johannanon, by the way. Appreciate that. So, they bring over brings over the schematics, and the engineers will kind of peer around at some of the technicians and whatnot. And they're like scratching their heads. Some of them seem to be a little bit excited about that. And we see the scene fade off of Conrad as he proceeds to start making some plans with them, and they start planning on going and collecting fuel for all of them.
Does this resolve a sorrow?
I'd say yeah.
Can I tell him what sorrow is?
Certainly.
So, guys, I have 10 charges on Conrad as a werecorgi before he becomes something worse than what Leife and Umbra are fighting. And I have this thing called Solace. If a Warrenheart saves someone from something or other, they can reduce their sorrow.
Solaces are used, they can only be used once, and they reduce your sorrow by 2. So if he accomplishes a solace, his sorrow starts to fade, and he doesn't get so sucked in that he becomes a monster.
So I use Solace. If the Wormheart can express their sorrow, guilt, or fear to another ally in a heartfelt scene, they're reduced by 2.
There you go.
I'm going to mark this as used.
Yep. You only get to use them once.
Back to you, Ty.
So, we now find ourselves back inside of an arena. Welcome back, crew in the arena. Leife and our friend Sulfez.
Ah!
Yeah, screaming happening as Sulfez is down below. It is currently the monster's turn. So, no, it's not. It's actually Sulfez's turn. You were up next. All right, Sulfez. You're pinned to the ground via a giant horn that is kind of broken off in your leg. And you've got that maelstrom of damage just floating around you. And you've got the massive beast there that is being struck multiple times by Leife, who it is now turned to face. What are you doing?
Come on then.
Can I touch the creature from where I'm being pinned right now?
You're going to have to make an agile roll. No, a tough roll because you're gored through to see if you can reach far enough out and crawl forward while having your leg kind of like torn a little bit as you.
I just didn't know if like from where I was pinned to like with the small distance in the circles, I didn't know if I was still within like contact range.
Give me a tough roll. We'll see if you can reach. You need to get at least a 13 or higher in order to touch this thing.
All right.
Oh, an 11. Ah.
Yep, it's fine. I had a feeling it was going to work anyway.
So you start crawling forward a little bit, and Sulfez intense pain radiates up your leg, and you're just stuck.
Okay, well, then the plan B, I'm going to, it must have slipped myself onto the creature.
So you're, to move your whole body, that's one application
Like,
of chaos.
poof! Yep, one, right, that's like on top of the thing.
All right, give me a magical roll.
Like,
and
we're
get
gonna
higher than a natural 5 to avoid chaos.
Yep.
20. Excellent. Sulfez, from where you're at, you just start pulling yourself forward. It hurts. And then you just, in a flash of shadow, and then you reappear on top of this thing's back. Now surrounding Leife and screaming shadows.
Leife, you may want to get away! Ah!
So you've used an ability here now. You can't use another ability in the same round, but you do have a standard action remaining. What do you want to do with that action?
I think I can do fuck all with that standard action right now. Can I like prep myself to hold on to this thing when it goes to move? I don't have any weapon.
Yeah, you could
I don't
grab
have
on.
I have no other weapon, so the only thing I can think of would be to like preemptively guard myself if this thing tries to hit me or shake me off or.
Absolutely. So you're sitting on its back, like 4th vertebrae down. The scaly hide underneath your feet is rough and feels like pebbly rocks, like if you're walking across them that have kind of been pressed together so hard into the earth that they're all one kind of mass. And as you're there holding on to it's a little tough, but the creature starts moving and immediately it's like the whole world just shaking underneath you. So we'll give you a bonus of +3 because you're using an action there to your next roll that you need to make to stay on board this giant creature.
Okay.
You are now 25 feet up from the ground, just so you know. And it is now its turn. Did it notice you land upon its back? You're very tiny. No, it doesn't know you're there. But it is currently roaring and facing Leife. And at this moment, it is the end of the round. If you'll please roll for damage to Leife and the beast.
Yeah. It's a 30-foot. Yeah, there's no way. I was
Hey,
like, well,
wait,
maybe
I didn't willfully.
It's just if it ends.
So
Since
12
it's-
damage to both of
With it,
them.
yeah. Since it's the Leifei, I'll keep up. I won't ace
You
the
won't ace
roll.
that? All right. So Leifei, you're going to take 12 damage. This is enveloping damage. You can choose where it goes if you wish. You could try to reduce some of it with using your armor, or just take the hit.
No,
Certainly,
you
I'll take
assholes!
it-
The big thing, not the elf.
I'll take it to the shirt.
Okay, to the shirt. That means your chest.
Yeah, I'll lose the 12. Or
There is a
16.
helicopter right above my house. Weird.
They finally found you.
They finally
Let's go
found
while it
me! I'm
lasted.
sorry, I'm out!
Run, Tyson! Burn the computer! Shut everything down! Don't let
Anyway.
him figure out about our Candy Crush scheme!
Alright, so, yeah, 12 damage. If it hits your chest, then anything upon your chest, again, can be melded away. Just take the damage. It looks like you just took the damage. Okay.
I did, yeah.
And the beast is taking 12. I just gotta keep track of that. Okay. And it is now the creature's turn. Just roaring at you. Thing tries to bite right into your chest, Leifei. Massive teeth come down right over you as it tries to chomp you in half. It gets 25.
I'll get a 19 plus 4, which is only 23.
You need +2 to not be hit. Is there anything else you can do?
I can use ace.
You could. You could use an ace. You want to reroll?
I'll take it. That'll
Ooh,
be absolutely
27. That'd be
31.
How do you avoid this as this massive maw just snaps shut with a ringing of almost steel as the teeth just clash together in front of you?
The teeth clashed.
That loud click noise of something huge just biting together.
There's a clang as Leifei is pulled down by many of these hands, and he hits the ground. As he's trying to pull himself up, the hands keep him down as this thing gnashes over top of him. Oh. Thank you?
The hands helped him avoid being eaten. Leifei, it is your turn.
And please let go. He's going to elbow into the ground and just pop up. And he'll swing his sword once before kicking back towards this thing's jaw and start rolling backwards.
All right, give me an attack roll to attack it.
So one attack and one move. That'll be a 21.
21 to a 20. You have succeeded in hitting it again.
I'll take it. That'll be a total of 13.
You strike this thing across the face. And as you do so, the blade carves across its cheek and up through the section of horn that was missing, that had been piercing Umbra down below, and slices across an eye, destroying it. You double your damage.
Ooh.
Yeesh. Total of 26 damage. As he pulls the sword back, there's this wick of wind as he swings it. He looks towards the blade and thinks, wait, right, me and B. And he swings the sword once more, and wind starts to wick towards the ground as sand starts popping up into the sky. As he does, he takes a back roll and tries to figure this out as he prepares B's magic.
Okay, so you move to where?
Straight back 6
All right,
paces.
so as you twist and you like turn, we see Leifei almost like float through the air as he turns sideways, spinning with sand like kicking up around him, looking at the blade itself as wind starts to kick up. And we see like little swirls of light just start wisping around it. The creature, seeing you like getting away after biting at you and missing, you claw at his face. You do a rather large cut. We hear the crowd just scream. It's amazing. They've never seen this thing injured so bad, and that has everybody on the edge of their seat. Heightened and intense joy kind of radiates from the crowd. Clarion, we see you come to the edge of the arena and look down as this massive beast has Umbra on its back. He's just flailing around. Leifei is being a badass as usual, and obviously holding his own at the moment.
Prepare yourselves. If there's anybody that can win, it's us two. Right now. And he points his sword towards it.
You see the Shadow Mask stand up in his chair at the top, that mechanical arm lift his vessel up, and he looks down.
Oh, isn't this interesting? It appears that these individuals have started to harm my beast. It is wonderful to see the legends about you and your bloodline must be true, Mr. Aranea.
Oh shit.
Well, this is gonna be one of those nights. I can feel it in my gut.
Clarion wants to get a better look at the VIP box and see if there's anything there that he's about to trigger, or if he can let another thing into the arena.
So give me an aware roll from where you're at. You're looking up at him a little bit above you. It's kind of hard to tell. One thing you do... Okay. Go ahead and give me another roll.
That's better.
20. From your position, you do see that there is a lot of mechanical devices that could send signals to locations all over the arena. As you look around, you can see there's plates, there's all kinds of traps and whatnot that are probably situated down inside of here. And you're absolutely certain he could call up more creatures or things or whatever. The thing that bothers you the most is that the cage that he is in, the actual seat that he's a part of, is made almost entirely of mithril.
Oh shit.
So from his position up there, the other thing that you notice as he kind of nods around the crowd is that there is a whole host of forces mingling amongst the arena crew, amongst the crowd itself, that are holding weapons and moving into positions where they can watch the proceedings down below.
Oh shit. Okay. I think Clarion wants to try to get Leife's attention and just make some sort of signal that that they're being surrounded.
Okay. So you make a signal to Leifei. You can give me an aware roll, Leifei. You're currently engaged in a pretty serious fight. So let's see if you're aware of what's happening.
Clarion tries to find a spotlight and get it to reflect off of her shiny face.
Just shine it on you.
That's why I needed to know it's not sound based.
There you go.
I guess you could say this is Clarion's glow up.
19.
It's Clarion's glow up. So a ray of light like shines into your eyes for a second, makes you go ugh. And as you look up, you can see Clarion like shining light into your face from up above. She starts pointing around her to individuals. You see faces of soldiers or whatever moving through the crowd, and all of them seem to be aiming a long-range weaponry down into the arena.
They're gonna help us. It's fine. They're gonna shoot at the creature. It's fine.
I don't understand.
Sophus sees none of this because he has absolutely abysmal awareness.
That's true.
Yeah.
He continues to wave his sword ahead towards this massive creature and glancing about towards these figures in the audience. He takes a moment's abatement and starts to think to himself. I'm not going to say anything now, but...
Okay, thinking. Clarion, from where you're standing at, seeing all of these threats, your sensors just kind of going all kinds of things that are popping up on the screen. Danger here, danger there, potential kill shots, all that kind of stuff. A light you haven't seen in a long time starts blinking in your vision, and it's making this odd, kind of almost painful, like noise.
Uh-oh. What is that light? Is that the master button?
You saw that last as you were being programmed. Then you see targets acquired. It's like print up on the side. Thank you for your service.
Where is that signal coming from?
You start looking around and searching for it. Give me a brains roll. 24.
Ooh, yeah.
It is the personal channel of Patches. It seems to be coming from everywhere at once, which is weird.
And thank you for your service. Is that the message that plays before my self-destruct?
No, that's the message that he had printed across your screen every time you accomplished a task for him.
Targets acquired. So is he gonna interfere?
You don't know. You can roll brains one more time to try to overcome a firewall. So you immediately shut down and go internal as you start searching in yourself as fast as you can. You see a flickering visage of a face, a memory that was mostly erased. You see him telling you he needed those that were strong enough to accomplish his task.
Oh. What the fuck?
And we return to the arena real quick. Actually, we return to the edge of the arena as we see Franco, you and the boss running around the corner as you see like gunfire going off around you. Both of you turn and come around a pillar as you can see bullets just ricochet. We see shattering stone as individuals had opened fire upon you. You can hear the sounds of soldiers in the background marching through the halls, chasing down individuals who would break the laws of Cacardia. No explosions on board the outpost.
They see... they see... they only see one person. I think I'm going to give the ability Mask a run. You said that Franco could play from the Luminary playbook. I'm going only as far as level 3 for Franco.
Mm-hmm.
And Luminary is... the Luminary's lantern effect is temporarily disabled. The Luminary's face becomes a little clouded, difficult to read. Pass hide intentions as they're passing through an area.
So you're going to attempt to make it so that people don't recognize your face and don't understand who you are.
Yes.
You wish to extend that to you and Killian?
I'd like to do that. That isn't... They're not shooting at us. They're shooting at what they think is us.
Okay. Then give me a magical roll. This would use a little bit of chaos, so get higher than a natural 5.
Higher than a natural 5. All right. Can we have them... if I raise it up to higher than a natural 10, they don't even know it was us, right?
They already knew that you had done it, but it might make it easier for you to sneak off, basically.
I mean, I just want them to forget.
Okay.
Or at the very least, think it was someone else.
Need a lot of booze for that.
Yeah. Give me a magical roll. Get higher than a natural 10. That is a 19.
Work?
So Franco turns. What do you say to Killian as you do this? Because Killian has no idea what the hell you're doing.
If you'll allow me. And Franco has that look in his eye, like, trust me, do as I say.
Okay, so Killian's an old man. Like, his dead sprint is about the speed of a young man's, like, jog. So he's really super not paying attention right now.
So he's just busy, kind of breathing a little heavily, turning. Bullets are like bouncing around you. And you raise up the shadows, and suddenly tentacles like wrap themselves around your body and your face. And then as you look over, as you stop, they just fade in a puff of smoke. And Franco's running there next to you, or what was Franco, now kind of looks like somebody else. Difficult to really understand his features. Like, you could tell he's got them. You tell he's got kind of like a squared face, nice chiseled jaw, a little too pale, but other than that, you can't really identify its face. It's like you forgot what his face looked like. And he like turns and waves to you to walk in a different direction.
Come on.
Killian is like charging towards the arena. He like looks over and is like, all right, well, I've done gone face blind. All right, well, I guess that's a few more neurons.
All right, you rush through towards the arena, and we hear the roar of the crowd. And for some reason, the soldiers like start looking for you and running off in different directions. Down below, you can see a massive creature with Umbra on its back, that small gnome that you saw before, Killian and Franco. Shadows kind of whirling around and tearing at this thing's scales and hide. while Leifei stands down in front of it with a blade in one hand and wind kind of whipping around it.
Yeah, we're gonna find Clarion. We're gonna find
Ah,
Clarion.
shit.
When it rains, it pours.
I thought
Granted.
Big Lizard like maybe 8 feet. What the hell is that thing?
I believe it is the Amos character they keep talking about.
That's the Amos character.
Well, I'm not going to be able to shoot that thing with a grenade launcher with that little fella riding on the back of him.
Well, that's called collateral damage, my friend.
Who cares about Umbra?
I warned ya! I did warn him, didn't I, everyone?
All right, so Killian, as you and this individual that you think is probably your face-blind friend, you can see Clarion standing up ahead, her head down, and with like the lights in her eyes off.
Oh hell. Okay. You handle this situation. I'm gonna get a good position. And then Killian actually like gets down next to the wall of the arena, plants the grenade launcher against the wall, and gets up under it like it's a shoulder-mounted cannon.
Okay. He gets ready to fire it down into there, and raising that up, the soldiers that are around are currently watching what's going on in the arena. You're lucky that they don't notice you yet. B. Back to you and the other crew at the moment. You find yourself... Where is it at? Oh, right. I have too many big images now. Everything takes forever to load. Huh. You, Roland, Basil, and Quelena seem to find yourselves inside of a small chamber that has a pew and a book upon it, a bunch of old notes kind of scribbled and written down, and something that looks like maybe mannequins in either corner.
This is weird. Rolly, you're a preacher man. Have you been here before?
My dear, I have not been in every church. That's not a prerequisite to becoming a preacher.
Well, I mean, all the churches are on the path, right?
No, no. It's not like I'm not collecting them.
There's the fish, and there's the sheep, and the rock, and the stream, and the churches. Yeah.
When did I mention the churches? Is that when I showed you that game when you play with your hands and you make and then there's
and the people and they're inside, and then it's like a prison, and you can just pull your fist really tight, and they can't get out. Yeah, that's the one.
I don't think you took the lesson from that I intended you to. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. We'll try again later. So
Anywho,
anyway, have you been to this church before?
Okay, short answer, no. Would someone like to explain what's going on?
Good question. What is going on?
Looking around, there is just a small candle and a book open upon the table in front of you. You can see maybe artificers' devices or automatons in either corner of the room. There's a door behind you, and then, of course, just you and your friends. You can see pews sitting around you that happen to have these figures kind of hunched over and just sitting in them.
Is this an illusion?
Give me a magical roll. With a 26, Quelena can tell that someone used some sort of powerful magic to pull you all here. You're not sure what it was, but it is a different place.
We've traveled somewhere, somehow. I don't like it.
Something tells you that this realm, wherever it is, because you've been to other planes before, I imagine, exists outside of your regular plane of existence. The one that you were just in. Not the one you came from.
Do y'all have extraplanar spaces here?
I mean,
yes.
Technically they had one on their ship, but nothing as big feeling as this.
Yeah, this is one of them.
Oh, hell.
Well,
all right, so here's the thing.
Unexpected.
I don't know how I feel about reading the spooky book while there's robed figures in the pews.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right.
So we'll lean over and look more closely at one of the figures.
Okay, give me an aware roll. Let's see how much you notice. $15. As you look at them, you see that they have figures under the robes that bear close resemblance to the manufacture of Clarion. As they are sitting there in the chairs, you can see that they have writing written upon them. I will become as the new. I will become as the all. I will become as the Omega.
I think we may be in an automaton cult.
Oh shit.
Do you
Okay.
have something you should be telling us, Mr. Roland?
Why in fact I do have information that I could potentially divulge. The machine god Alberian Sefrantes recently taunted me directly.
Saying that name, all of the heads on these dolls just turn.
I wasn't talking to you. Shut up.
Oh, that's creepy.
Why would he be back? I mean, I thought when Red Iron died and Sylvia ran off, that was the end of it. I'm going to go look at the book.
Roland is going to stand behind one of the figures, like so ready to snap a neck. Just like, if that thing moves one more time, it's getting snapped.
So B moves over to the book and looks within. Looking at the pages, you think you can read it? The first page that is up there says, "And we must find those of great strength, of great power. We must find Wraith, and bring them all together into one place, for we can rewrite the story."
They're looking for powerful people to rewrite a story. I would think you'd just need somebody who could, write for that, but okay. And then she'll turn the page over.
Read it exactly.
No.
Just...
Absolutely no. What, are you kidding me? No.
Read
when
the
you
words
find a
from an
creepy book inside of a ritual chamber, the last thing that you do is read them word for word.
Okay, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry, I didn't realize quite the
Quaylana knows
situation
that
we were in.
Tattoo. Marauder.
But maybe I didn't read every single little syllable, but I got the gist.
Well, no, it sounds like they're wanting us to do the work for them.
That is what Roland kind of like casts a side eye at the machines. The machine god waits for a reaction.
They don't
That's
react
what
to the machine god, just the name.
Okay. All right, good. I believe that's the machine god's agenda.
Red Iron talked to the machine god once. They didn't seem to get along.
Now, this machine god, so you've run into him before.
I mean, not in person. One of his acolytes.
Okay. And not good aligned? Not in it for the greater good?
I would describe the machine god as an automaton tyrant. A being who seeks to command the will of all things.
Well, I hate tyrants, so we're getting out of here.
Yeah, I find this abhorrent to my beliefs.
B is still flipping pages and just looking at the book, and then starts muttering under her breath about robot bees.
Looking
Okay, B. All right, we have done enough reading now.
So the next thing that you do read as you're flipping through there is, "The evils of the worlds will be undone. The falsehoods of mankind, of folk, of the will of the elves, of those that came before, have bought nothing but folly for everyone and everything. All of time will be undone, and I will rebuild it."
Well, that's not good. Maybe we should get out of here.
Quaylana pulls some chalk out of their pouch, or her bag, and just starts drawing a teleportation circle on the floor.
Okay.
Nice.
Start drawing it upon the floor. The creatures around you, their heads kind of snap and turn and look at you.
Bam!
Once more.
Snap neck.
You-
I told you if that thing moves one more
You
time, I'm
break
snapping necks.
You break one neck, and it just kind of the device falls over in the chair. The other one state.
That will not work for you here.
Oh, really? Try me.
You do not understand where you are. You are necessary.
Then tell me.
You will all learn in good time what your purpose is.
The automatons around the room just dim in their eyes and they sink down. You've marked the teleportation circle upon the floor. Give me a magical roll.
Hold on, Quailena. Let me help you. And Roland is going to, gosh, I don't know. Try to. I don't even know if I have an ability that could do this, but just try to like charge it with some energy. You know what I mean? If I gotta dump some chaos, I'll dump some chaos.
Make it stronger.
Yeah. See if we can penetrate this situation.
Quailena gets a 15. Okay, never mind. Using an ace.
That's better.
21. Not bad.
Basil is more than willing to help as well.
All right, give me a magical roll from Basil and from Roland.
I'm going to ace that.
Yeah,
I
those
will
are-
also ace that.
those
I
are-
have many.
Those are bad rolls.
I'll do it again. I have
Those
so
are,
many.
Those are
Wow.
also bad rolls.
Come on, come on. That's what we're talking about.
21. Nice.
21 to win.
Nice. Adding all those things together, you start to dump magic into this circle. And Quailena starts drawing runes in the air and preparing the spell and speaking the somatic components or whatever it is that you do to do your magic. And as you do so, you feel this sensation like a sucking in the pit of your stomach. The touch upon the floor stings your fingertips, Roland. And Basil, you see Ember and Teeth shrinking as you start weaving this energy in. The room around you seems to absorb and eat the magic you're using. There's a little bit of a flicker, and you get a very tiny portal back to where you came from. You have a moment to send a message before it closes. What is this message, and who does it go to?
I think Quailena would send a message back to Clarion as the person she knows the best. And it would say, we're in captured by Machine God in extra dimensional space. Rescue, please.
So we see Clarion there, deactivated. Franco nearby. Franco, you see a little, like, this flickering energy in front of you, and you see the face of Quailena from the other side, who states that that information as it gets hazy, blurry, and fades out. What do you say? You're muted at the moment.
I don't think Franco can say anything right now.
All right.
I mean,
So he looks over at Clarion. What do you do to try to reactivate Clarion?
he just walks over to her, swallows her up in his form, and then just... Because Franco's literally nothing but blood, viscera, and shadow, so he's kind of a very gooey ghost. He's going to completely engulf Clarion and, like a skeleton inside of him, walk her out of the arena to someplace safe.
So he ghosts Clarion out of the arena.
How many applications of chaos do I have to use to safely get her, specifically Clarion, specifically unharmed, specifically unaffected, specifically from this area?
One application
To safety,
will potentially allow you to puppet her out until, although there's a problem that you'll find out no matter what roll you make right now.
I know.
All right, so give me a magical roll. Whew. Okay. All right. You don't want to create chaos. Got it. Critical
8!
failure? No? Oh, okay. 16.
16.
All right. So as you extend your form and your will into this casing, this shell that is Clarion Bell, you're a bad robot. And as he tries to control you, suddenly you feel like this inner rage monologue pick up and shove him back out. And then you turn back on. And you can see Franco there kind of stumbling back and looking paler than usual, like almost translucent.
If you need, I have an emergency override button. Please do not invade my consciousness.
Tyson, is he in her consciousness?
No, he can't get in there because of her traits.
Quirky little robot.
I think Franco would have set something up, like a little mental foyer between the two of them. Something to offer her in exchange for allowing him to get her to safety. I'd like to think he's sitting there with a woman with pale skin and dark hair and a soft smile. And I'd like to think that she's trying to talk to Clarion to convince her that Franco may be a destructive person, but he's not entirely evil and only wants her to survive.
I appreciate the sentiment. However, do not coddle me with illusions. If we need to go, we can go.
The woman fades away and the world snaps back to reality as Franco, still in a mirage, in order to hide, unwraps himself from her.
So pulling back, do you tell her what that message was from Quaylena?
I'd like to think that the woman speaking to her gave that exact message in Quaylena's exact tone.
All right, so he sent you that Quaylena's message as well. What do you do?
Very well, we will need to go back to the ship. That is the largest source of energy that I have available.
Franco laughs nervously.
All right. So the two of you turn to head back to the ship. You've got kind of just leaving the people in the arena and the man with the rocket launcher nearby.
Wait, hold on. Where the hell are you two going? We got work to do. Look at that thing. Come on.
I know, but we have to lose this battle to win the war. They're
You-
strong. They will last.
You are full of shit, my friend. If you want to quit, go on.
I am
Stop
nothing but
arguing and come back to the ship now. This is an order, Killian.
Killian's
No,
like,
I'm afraid not. I've got an I've got a grenade launcher, and that's a goddamn dragon. I'm using it. You all can go.
He doesn't because Franco takes the grenade launcher from him.
he comes towards you
Killian
to
is-
grab it.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Does Killian
Killian
just
is-
pull the trigger at that moment?
Well, so Killian's plan was to brace it against the wall so it would absorb the recoil, and then just fan it at the dragon.
Bap, 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 bap.
Just
Okay.
pat, 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 pat,
So
pat.
you've
hoping-
got it prepared. You've got it prepared, but Franco's now coming to impede you to take that away.
He wanted to get Selphus off the back of the thing, but Franco has decided that we're just gonna let Selphus get eaten by a dragon. So I guess.
I know.
you
know
just
exactly what's going through
imagine
your-
Franco with one finger on your lips while you're holding. I know.
Killian looks at him incredulously. Y'all in this universe have no sense of priorities. Bam, 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 and just lights the dragon up.
Well, there goes the
Franco
shots.
lets
So
a long sigh.
So we'll fade from there with Clarion and Killian and Franco standing there as just grenade after grenade suddenly get launched towards the back of this thing that Umbris is still holding on to.
There's a very Ty. I have to ask because this is extremely pertinent. Would Umbra have a turn before these shots go out? Because what I was planning on doing makes the situation much worse for Sulfus.
Yes. Yeah, this is literally your turn right now. So what does Umbra do?
Because he is completely blind to the world because of how much his awareness skill. And because he's like, I need to stay on this thing to make sure that my enveloping will eventually just rot this thing away and I don't have to worry about anything. So he was going to use a dark wind on its back, but push his hand into it until he can grab on physically.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Like, he's trying to fuse his hand in from just decaying the flesh.
Whew. The resistance roll of your
Gross.
enemy only gives it a 10. You just have to beat a 10. That's an 11. 1 point over.
For the hell of it,
Good.
I'm gonna ace it just because.
Okay. That's
Nope,
not.
nope. Okay, we're gonna
you
ace it
just
again.
Failed. That was you were okay.
Well, I have so many of these.
That is a
God damn it! I
7.
should have stayed. Nope. One more. Last one.
That's 9. You just lost. That's
Whatever.
That's a 9. That's not.
Well, that's what I get for being greedy. Who would have thought?
Okay,
Yeah.
unless you want to use a virtue, that's all you got there. That's everything.
Okay, you know what? Well, my virtue is justice, and frankly speaking, we were put into this situation by very unjust means, and this thing put a fucking horn through my leg. So, in Solvis's mind, galactic justice would be to slowly rot this thing out.
For galactic justice. Go ahead. You
Yeah,
can have a
for
reroll.
galactic justice. Son of a bitch! How? How?
Not higher than.
How?
You know what? You were doing fine. You were okay before.
Yeah, but I wanted to get a better roll so that I could have a better chance of success to do what I wanted to do.
That's true. All right. Well, so with a 7, the blast goes off and this dark wind like rushes up this thing's back, but not before you slip and tumble down towards its feet. Give me a tough roll to resist the damage from falling.
This will be where the 20 is.
It's a
Meh,
10.
good enough.
So you are going to take some falling damage as you hit the ground. 7 points of damage coming your way as you just.
I don't take any grenade damage.
We'll see in a moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I don't think those have hit yet.
there's gonna be 5 grenades launched, and you know we don't know how accurate that's gonna be. Leifei, the creature, at this point just turns self as you fall down. It didn't notice you again, I don't think. You were not much of a threat. But it turns and it just inhales deeply and blasts at you with acid as well.
Fair.
I will try and get out of the way of that.
Give me a defense roll as a gout of acid comes spraying. Oh shit.
Certainly. Does my heritage continue into the scene, or does it last
Yeah,
for a round?
It'll last for the scene for here.
Okay. Add 4 to 20.
Okay. Leifei, do you do some sort of sick move getting you in range and allowing you to attack right now? Or does this creature hiccup and accidentally like verp itself and then get temporarily disabled?
It got a 1?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Got a 1.
I'm a bit blinded when I put those over my eyes.
Gee, I wonder why.
It hiccups. It has a foul lingering within its body as these hands have sort of held its neck together.
Okay. So just like and the spray never goes off, but now the enemy is in a temporarily weakened state.
I'm not quite.
Now it is Leifei's turn. So the enemy now has reduced defenses. What do you do?
First, I'll swing in an upward slash. I'll try and use a bit of Bee's magic here in this circumstance. And I believe from earlier, he could just use it now?
Yes. Yes. You have wind magic associated with your blade if you wish. That
So
adds
can I
extra
get
damage to that, I believe. I think we put that on there, did we not? It's part of the notes. +2 damage versus absent. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Use a bit of your magic. Yeah, so that allows you to just make a ranged blade attack now using wind magic in the same way that B would be able to do. If you're getting close enough, you could hit it with a weapon and use the wind magic at the same time.
Certainly.
Okay, so
So-
you rush forward, and how does this look as you attempt the attack?
He swings up the blade, and as it comes up, there's this energy that flows with it. And can I ask for B to make this roll?
Certainly.
Ooh.
All right, so B, give me an agile roll, and Leifei will add his benefits to it.
It's +7.
Whooshing.
I'm gonna ace that.
Okay.
Yeah, we needed those aces, Cam Steer.
Boom! That is a 26. The opponent tries to defend itself and move aside, but is unable to. Go ahead and give us damage and add B's Windblade to the hit. So B, you can roll Windblade damage as Leifei rolls his damage on the attack.
Sounds good.
I
That'll
also
be
need a
12.
round of Ash and Bone damage just when
Yes.
you're done. Yeah.
And you also need to add it to Leifei because he ran into your...
He ran into it, yeah.
Okay, so that is 20 points of damage that comes in, 12 points to hit the beast and Leifei. Leifei, if you wish to take the Windblade damage off, I'll allow you to cut through this Ashen Bone, or you can just take the damage and still cause the Windblade damage.
He'll take the damage.
All right, so you rushed forward. You can see Beatrix's blade just rush up the edge of the cutlass and just whooshing. You cause a big cut. The creature just you see some large gaping wound appear, and then you hear doom 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 start flying off into the arena. Give me 5 aware rolls, Killian, as you blast at this thing. The higher the roll, the more accurate you are at hitting this thing right in the back. That one is a solid hit. That one is a miss. That one is a decent hit. And the last one, no, there's 2 more. That's a solid hit. So you got 4 hits in a row.
I'll
Boom,
ace
boom,
that.
boom, boom.
I'll ace that miss. I want all these.
What's up?
Oh,
What's up?
Bam!
They call me the boss.
The explosions go ripping through the sky. So from where you're at, Sulfus, you have landed upon your back. And as you stare up in the sky, you can see your winds deteriorating grenades as they go flying towards this thing, and they start sizzling and starting to explode on their way in as shrapnel gets blasted into them. All 5 of them, we have to see if they hit you. So if you would, please, give me an agile roll as you try to move aside or stay under the beast or out of the way. Leifei, if any of them destroy this beast, you'll have to roll to avoid the ones that go through it if this kills this creature.
Certainly.
I have to ask, do I have any penalties because of my leg?
Just a wound penalty, I believe. It's already associated to your...
Okay. All right. How many rolls? Just the one?
You got 5, but you can start with the 1. So the first one, you move back a little bit, but you're going to get peppered with some of this damage. There's an ace to Nora, by the way, from Temporal Mechanic. So give us another one.
Aw, thanks.
You're gonna get hit by the second one. Give me another one. Yeah, there's a third. There's a third series of injuries coming at Selfiz. And that one is just on the edge. You have 1 roll left. And you avoid the injury of the last one that goes off because at that point there might be a bunch of meat falling upon you. We're gonna find out what type.
Well,
I got 4 hits basically.
Yeah, you were potentially taking 4 hits. Some of this will be absorbed by the enemy, so we're gonna see what that does. Selphus, you have gained a Cure Light Wound, so I guess we can wait until after to see what happens. If you would for me, good Reverend, good boss, you need to roll 4d6 5 times.
Can I prepare something to protect Salfiz if it ever comes up?
Certainly. I'll say that after the second grenade, you recognize some shit's going down. So
I think the first one.
An explosion goes off. You look up and you see grenade after grenade after grenade. You can see your new friend standing out there in the audience with this thing just ka-chung, 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 with Franco standing next to him and Clarion looking over and looking in horror down below as explosions just start limbing up the arena. 15 damage hits it the second
Clarion
time.
is fully walking away from the explosions.
I'm adding this up as we go.
20 damage on the third one. Right there, you see this body start to explode into gore around you. 14, and then 18.
So that's
With all
80
that,
points of damage. 80 total.
As those go off, the first 3 are what it takes to take down the behemoth. The last 2 are blocked a bit by pieces of flesh exploding around you, Solfiz. So you will only take half damage from the first 3, and you'll take a 4th damage from the last 2. If that's still enough to kill you, Leifei does have an option to try to assist in some way.
So that's 13. Then you said a quarter from the last one?
For the last 2.
So for the last 2, so oh, sorry. No, I added up those wrong numbers. So it'd be 13 plus 15 plus 20 divided by 3, and then a quarter from the other 2.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeesh.
Let's see what your total damage comes out to.
So that's 18. Come on, divided by. God damn, stupid numpad and fat fingers.
All right. So that is 28. That's 48 divided in half is.
I got the first 3. I just, for some odd reason, my calculator doesn't want to reset. Thank you. Reset. Thank you.
24 and 32.
Oh, that's why. I hit my numpad button, so it shut off my numpad. That would do it.
8.
So that's 4.
8 and 24 is 32. That's 32
5,
damage.
so 5. So that's 2.
It's 32
Okay, then
damage.
my math was very wrong then, because mine was a little bit less than that. So 32. Yeah, that
32
that
damage.
I only have 28 total. So, and I'm already injured.
You can take wounds, but that is a serious hit. So at this point,
Yeah.
Leifei, what do you try to do to help your friend? You see these explosions going on.
I want to use a bit of chaos to invoke my Sindari blood to protect this man.
How are you going to use it to protect him?
I'm going to envelop my wings as a royal out and protect this gnome.
So you're going to zip over top of him and bring your wings up above and around him to protect him, shield him from damage. Go ahead and roll magical as an attempt to modify your Sindari blood.
I'm good at this.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, my math was wrong. Yeah, I did it wrong.
Oh, that's a chaos roll.
I'm good at this.
Okay, here we go.
Right, a chaos roll. I've done this before.
That's for you right there. Okay, what do we got? How am I going to describe this one? So you got a 48.
That'll be a 48.
All right, we'll go to 48 then. Let me just see what happens. Now this is focusing on you trying to help Solfiz. You're going to need to roll again.
I have to roll again?
Yep.
The sword comes out of your hand and just cuts right through the center.
That'll be a 53.
53.
Gonna meet himself. He's gonna meet himself.
Oh shit. Okay. Leifei. We see Leifei, suddenly his back ripples in like shining light, and these wings just kind of pull out of his back. What do your wings look like, Leifei? Are they draconic? Are they fairy-like? What do your wings look like?
They're very bug-like.
Bug-like wings. All right.
Yes. They cascade out of his back in 6 directions, sort of like a dragonfly. As they move out, you can see him flick over towards Salfiz in a moment and then pop out of existence as he protects him for a moment.
You jump over top of Salfiz and you just slam into the ground. As you do so, over top of his body, there's a blinding white flash. To everybody looking in the arena, explosions go off one after another after another. Clarion, as you're staring down, your visual spectrum is telling you danger, terror, horror, bad things. All the things that could be happening, contusions, concussions, lacerations, all this is reading across your vision. Franco, you and the boss there, Killian, are standing there looking down below. When the explosions stop, there's a giant pile of meat in the middle of the arena, and no friends.
Clarion just looks tired.
Back to the ship.
with that, tonight's episode comes to a close.
Wait,
What happened?
So
Hold on,
thank
hold
you
on.
very much for watching.
Hold on.
Hmm?
Isn't there one last thing we need to take care of?
What? I don't.
One
We have to kiss.
One last little detail.
Wah.
A certain dog in a union
We'll
barrel of
return.
fuel.
We'll return to that next week because we are out of time, and we will get these things cleared up. There's a lot of questions about to be asked right now, but to see into the future slightly, there is a scene where Conrad is standing amongst a bunch of other workers,
Oh no.
and they are gathering things together. We see Leifei and Umbra. Suddenly, the arena is full of janitors. You don't know why. And when it comes to everybody else, you're still in some sort of other place. So we will return to that next week when Delinquents comes back. So we're going to go around the table now. We're going to say our farewells. We're going to say our goodbyes. Provide everyone the social information for all the places we can be found and things that we can do and all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, that'll be tonight's events. So hopefully you've enjoyed yourselves. I am struggling to get everything back. There we go, back to normal. There we go. And we're gonna go around at random as usual. Provide us with some details about where we can see more of you, and tell us what you enjoyed about tonight. First one to go tonight is actually Benjamin. You're up first this time again. So
Hey everybody, I'm TT Benjamin. You can find me on Twitter at TTBenjamin1. I'm the host of Dungeon Masters, Lawful Great Adventures podcast, a Pathfinder First Edition podcast about 4 friends on a long journey home. I also play Killian Cannon on both this and the Tell Your Ride podcast. You can also catch me on Thursdays, Atomic Zero stream, Esper Genesis Revelations, where I play Asimov, everyone's favorite robot Marxist revolutionary. Other than that, you can find me on every TTRPG interview talk show ever made. I've been on all of them, whether you know it or not. My favorite part was when I blew up a giant lizard, even though people didn't want me to. That's how I roll, baby.
now you think you've exploded all the people too.
You ain't tell the boss we're going back to the ship when there's a dragon. What?
I can most certainly remind him. I can most certainly remind him of this continuously.
Had the right tool for the job. It was right there. It's.
I mean,
And we'll go from there to Kai. Your turn, sir.
Certainly. Well, you can find me here on Friday as always, and on my stream, Mascane on Twitch, you can find me, and on Twitter at RealKaiRoche. I talk about TTRPG stuff, stupid shit most of the time, and that's pretty much where you can find me.
All right, we'll move from there over to Gwen.
Hello, everybody. I am Gwen, also known as McSherry, and on days other than Friday, you can find me over there in the mod. I love modding chat. It's fun, but I love playing B even more. Throw Basil into the mix, and I am just a happy camper every Friday. I'm going to say that my favorite part of tonight is the scene that will happen next week when B teaches Sulfus how to swim through meat.
Gross. We'll move on from there to Nora.
Hi, I'm Nora, aka Azedadine, aka Cosmic__Crush, even though I don't stream ever. But you can find me in the chat under that name. You can also find me on the Cornfields and Kobolds podcast, and I am about to start editing the first couple of episodes of my side quest. You can also find me here, stuck with this naughty, criminally bored kitten
Oliver!
who will not stop biting me. Thank you for adding the Doppler effects, everyone. Honestly, I think my favorite part of tonight was getting to see Conrad try and address his sorrow by doing a good deed.
That was nice. We'll move on, speaking of Conrad, to Jackal.
Yeah, I'm Jackal. I play Conrad. I play Franco. The other half to Killian's buddy cop. The logic to Killian's instinct. The sealer of deals and 1812 overture in a nutshell. I also play Conrad, everyone's favorite sad little subby wolf boy. A interesting character.
I mean, not wrong.
I mean, yeah, Conrad's pretty awesome. And what did
Benjamin.
What was that?
Benjamin, here I am about to talk. Last week it's problems with Franco. This week it's problems with. I legit almost cried back there. Also, Ty, you owe me a biscuit. Back to you.
You do. I redeemed it and everything.
You got a biscuit, yeah. I'm sorry. We'll get you a biscuit when we play next time. We'll move on from there to Atomic.
Hold them to it.
Hi everybody, I'm Atomic or Atomic Zero. You can find me on Twitter at ttv_Atomic Zero. Find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Atomic Zero. Old variety streamer, mostly doing TTRPG stuff. Now maybe we'll get back into streaming eventually, but have my game on Thursdays with Mr. Ben down there on my channel. 5e Aether Genesis. Yeah, Esper Genesis. I'm mixing two systems. It's fine.
Aether
Next
Genesis.
crossover. It's gonna be great.
You know,
it's gonna be great. Sci-fi real play 5e campaign. I think my favorite moment was, or my favorite just throughout this was just basically seeing Kai being a badass, because it was juxtaposed with Solphus failing upward and Kai just being like perfect. It's like everything is like every single thing he tried to do was just went horrifically wrong, and he's being just like it's like the odd couple of like combat prowess.
It worked pretty damn well between the two of you, to be honest.
We switch off.
I think we
when
could
we're
have
not
managed.
in combat.
That was
When we're not in combat, you kick ass.
There was a nemesis level threat that I had toned down that only had 140 hit points, and the two of you were able.
I think we could have taken them. Yeah, I think we could have maybe.
Only, yeah. Well,
eventually.
Power duo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
Well,
awesome.
Because eventually I was gonna be able to do 4d6 each turn, plus however much, like another like 2d10 plus 5. So I was really nuking him down as much as I could as quickly as possible.
If he didn't murder you in the interim, that would have been pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, but that's why I wanted to like reach my hand through and like grab onto one of his bones and be like, now you physically can't get rid of me, and just be like, ha.
I gave this nemesis only 2 reactions rather than 2 every round, so that was
yeah,
like,
which is nice.
I didn't really want to kill both of you yet, not without the rest of your crew there. I would have ramped him up if you all came in the arena.
I like the yet.
I might have been looking at new classes on my other screen just in case, but you know.
All right, everybody, and that has been the Delinquents. Thank you very much for popping in, watching, throwing out all the cool stuff, and for chilling with us and playing the game along with us as best you can. We appreciate that greatly. We wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you, and for the fact that we all, like each other and hanging out too. So that, it's just a double whammy. It's just all good times, good things. You can catch me at Lot Even Star on Twitter and Twitch, and here all the time, whenever I can and have the energy and have the skill to do things. We'll be back next week with Wraith and Delinquents. I believe that we're taking Unremarkables off this weekend because Rob won't be here. But he'll be back next weekend with all of them as well. And catch us on our off week for When the Sky Fell. That should be a delight. And then on the 23rd, with the Real Women of Gaming on TogetherCon, we're going to be there hosting a panel and playing a live game in front of you with our Aether and Steamworks Lite beta test.
Woo!
So that'll be fun, and I'm sure I'll come up with a game for it, which is going to be kind of like a murder mystery train meets whodunit. So that'll be fun.
Isn't there another Pokemon?
There is another Pokemon Tuesday after next, not this one. So
okay,
it's coming up soon though, and that'll be running pretty consistently. Actually, I think Bees is looking on maybe making it a permanent thing and running a campaign at some point. So,
I think he needs to do that, definitely.
indeed. So thank you again for watching, and we'll all catch you next time here on Roll for Cats. Good night, everyone.
Sulfus be like, I got your bone. I got your bone.